We were told the game was over before we'd even started. We were told our bodies weren't made for it. It wasn't our time to play. We played anyway. And together we played like there was no tomorrow. And they told us that was fine. You can play. You're good enough. And thought that was good enough for us. It wasn't. We are relentless. The game isn't over until we say it's over. Until we get everything we've given everything for. Until we level the playing field.
Lidl, proud supporters of ladies Gaelic football.
You still haven't gone full Lidl. Go on, make big savings like this lot.
Pea nuggets.
Excuse me?
Who'd like them pea nuggets?
Once again?
Pea nuggets. They're vegan.
Nugget?
Yeah.
I like prawns, but I heard you cook them.
Oh, there's loads of ways.
Can I microwave them?
No.
Join in and go full Lidl this year.
Did you get milk?
Shop without compromise and pay less.
Good afternoon, thank you very much and welcome here to Templeport St Aidan's GAA in Bonboy, County Cavan for a very, very important game for the two counties competing in this Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 4 semi-final. It's the meeting of Leitrim and Fermanagh. I'm Darren Kelly and joined here in the commentary box by Leitrim All-Ireland winner Maeve Quinn. And Maeve, for these two counties in particular and their course of development at the moment, this is probably going to be one of their most important games of the season.
It's a really important game, Darren, because it's an opportunity for both of these to head into the All-Ireland final and get out of Division 4. It's a crucial game for both teams.
We've seen over the last couple of years how difficult it is to get out of Division 4. Shows the rising standards of ladies football. Of course, Antrim also taking on Limerick in the other semi-final. That's taking place in Whitehall, Columkill in Dublin. Also available here on the LGFA streaming service. But we're focused here on Leitrim against Fermanagh over the next hour or so. Of course, there has to be a winner today. We might have extra time. We will see. In these two teams, great rivals, great neighbours. And we're going to run through the two sides now. We're going to start with Leitrim. They line out the 1 to 15 that was announced during the week, and their team is as follows. In goal number 1, Michelle Monaghan. Full back line of 2, Jasmine May. 3 is Charlene Tyrrell, and 4 is Molly Murphy. The half back line were number 5, Rebecca Rooney. Centre back number 6 is Casey Brown, and 7 is Carla Le Guin. In midfield were number 8, Megan McGovern. Partner number 9, Aisling Quinn. The half forward line 10, Laura O'Dowd. 11, the captain, Michelle Guckian, and 12 is Alva Clancy. And an inside line, top of the right, number 13, Vivian Egan. Full forward, number 14, Leah Fox. And top of the left were number 15, Elisa Brown. Maeve, Leitrim have lost an awful lot of players this year for one reason or another, but so far the players that have come in have stepped up and shown leadership.
They have indeed. I mean, Leitrim certainly have a lot of firepower up front with Michelle Guckian, and Laura Down, in fact, is very good at getting on the ball and getting on target. Alva Clancy, Leah Fox, Vivian Egan are really running hot this year, and Elise Brown does a huge amount of work in the forward line, and the likes of young players like Molly Murphy and Sarah Reynolds not starting today, but she's had a very good showing as well in terms of they've young players coming up, and certainly the new players have blended in completely and covered some of those gaps that say came into the back line with Claire Owens been gone and what have you.
Yeah, indeed, of course, I think half the defence from last year is gone. The Leitrim manager, of course, is Johnny Garrity, and of course the sideshow for this, Johnny Garrity was the Fermanagh manager 3 years ago when they were crowned All-Ireland Junior Football Champions. We're going to now look at the Fermanagh team. They've had a change of jersey. They'll be wearing kind of a very dark grey jersey today because of the colour clash, but Fermanagh, one change from the team that was announced during the week, and here is their side. In goal number 1, Rachel Monaghan. Full back line of 2, Emer Keenan. 3, Molly McGlone, and 4 is Ciara Clark. The half back line where number 5 is the captain, Shannon McQuaid. Centre back number 6, Courtney Murphy, and 7 is Sarah McCarville. In midfield were number 8, Aisling O'Brien. Partner number 9, Roisin O'Reilly. The half forward line 10, Sarah Britton. 11, Daniel Maguire, and 12 is Aisling Maguire. And the inside line, that one change, number 17, Brenda Bannon comes into the team at right corner forward, replacing Lee McManus. Blonde Bogue is 14 and Laura Grew is 15. Fermanagh lost their opening game against Antrim. They were, of course, in the All-Ireland final last year, went to replay. A lot of talk about who they don't have, Emer Smith, but they've welcomed back an awful lot of players, especially All-Ireland winners 3 years ago.
They have, since after their first game, they've certainly showed a lot stronger since then. And you never know with Fermanagh, they're always well in there and they're fighting force, and it's going to be a tight game today, I'd expect.
It's going to be a tight game. James Daly is the Fermanagh manager. We're just looking at the centre of the field there at the moment, and you can see the referee for today's game, Christopher Morgan from County Down, with the respective managers, Michelle Guckian for Leitrim in the green and yellow band jersey on the left, and the dark grey jersey of Shannon McQuaid. I think Michelle was getting excited there because she was running back into position. I'm not too sure if the toss has taken place yet, or the referee just wants to have a quick word regarding the rules. Conditions, Maeve, absolutely fantastic. Now there's been gusts of wind, there's a few dark clouds knocking around. I'd say we can expect that it might turn in patches over the course of the next hour or so, but hopefully it holds something similar to what it is at the moment.
There is indeed. I mean, the pitch looks like it's in excellent condition. There is a brisk enough wind, but its conditions are perfect for a good game of football.
Good game of football, what we're looking forward to as the referee continues having a chat with the two captains. Both these teams were semi-finalists in this competition last year. Leitrim going down to Offaly 2-16 to 3-10. Offaly were the eventual champions, while for Fermanagh they lost a high-scoring clash with Limerick 4-10 to 3-9. Of course, Limerick also playing Antrim at the moment. Babe, we were talking there about teams, counties, especially these two, wanting to get out of Division 4. We've seen Fermanagh get promoted to intermediate football, go back down, promoted to Division 3 football, go back down. Leitrim, we've seen them play in All-Ireland intermediate quarter-final. It's so hard to get out of this division, but if these counties are going to make the progress they wanted, they need to get out of it.
Indeed it is, and like Leitrim have been banging on the door of trying to get out of Division 4, and they really need to as an intermediate county, and you certainly every year we expect it to happen. The Louth game 2 years ago was probably the one that got away on us. Offaly last year just got the better of them a little bit, and again Offaly's not running very well this year, so I mean one would hope this is the year Leitrim are going to do it and get out of Division 4, get up to Division 3, a better preparation for intermediate championship.
And Fermanagh will be taking something similar as well. As we mentioned, both teams lost out in the semi-finals last year, so even to win this game and get to a league final will be progress. But of course it's only one up, one down in ladies football, so you have to win your respective league if you want to move up the divisions. Both teams just in their final huddles at the moment. Leitrim Connacht champions, back-to-back Connacht champions after beating Roscommon in last year's final, but the championship fell apart with 3 consecutive defeats. They've had a few changes in personnel, the likes of Ailish Kern and Mary Alice Maguire, Sinead Ty, Claire Owen, Shaylin Ward, just 5 that would have started the championship last year. Of course, Anya Ty, Muireann Defenny, others that are missing there as well. For Fermanagh, Emer Smith is a massive loss for them, but of course Courtney and Erin Murphy back in the team. Courtney was the captain in 2020. Roisin O'Reilly, Aisling Maguire, Lisa and Daniel Maguire as well, also back in the team. So big names to have in there, but of course it's about delivering. Johnny Garrity and James Daly. James Daly, second year with Fermanagh. Johnny Garrity, his first year replacing Hugh Donnelly as well. Two managers that are very, very passionate about what they do and trying to bring that to their teams. Absolutely,
and the mood in the Leitrim camp is very positive these days, and hopefully they'll just make that step up. You know what I mean? Some of the players who have, as you mentioned, come in instead of the players who aren't around this year, like Casey Brune is getting a shout at it. She's been around the panel for the last few years. Charlene Terrell has actually settled very well at full back, so it's all to play for, and I know I'll be hoping for Leitrim to pull away with it.
Yeah, I certainly would be surprised if you said anything else. Leitrim have scored 16 goals in their 4 matches so far. Big wins against Derry and Kilkenny, followed by a draw with Limerick 118 to 4-9, and then beating Wicklow 313 to 9 points. Well, for Fermanagh, they've only scored 5 goals, but they played 3 games, getting 3 the last day against London. We're looking there, Michelle Guckian in midfield for the throw-in, as is Blahanbogue for Fermanagh. Whether they stay in those positions or not, we will see, but we're getting ready to start the Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 4 semi-final. Conditions superb so far, but the dark clouds hanging around there. Fermanagh will attack the goal to the right in the first half. They do have the advantage of whatever elements are there, but it's not really a major factor. Indeed, the tricolour and the 2 county flags to our left are not moving at the moment, but you can just see the far side of the field in the open spaces. A bit of wind blowing in favour of Fermanagh. The game is underway, and the first ball is won by Megan McGovern for Leitrim, but sending the ball forward towards the 45-metre line. Fermanagh just taking a couple of moments to get possession. Courtney Murphy, number 6, given that composed figure, plays the ball out towards the left, and they'll move up the field now. Looks like with Shannon McQuaid, their captain, she gives the ball off to Aisling Maguire, and now Fermanagh moving down the left flank of the field, and this might be an opportunity for a start, but you can see straight away Leitrim having the bodies back in defence, not making it easy. That ball goes to the left and wide.
Yeah, Carl Le Guin shepherding it out over the line. Jasmine May also there, so they had that well covered.
They had that well covered indeed. We're getting ready to restart the action. The goalkeeper for Leitrim is Michelle Monaghan. And she sends the ball out the field past the 45-metre line. Well picked out, Leah Fox. And Leah Fox can do damage. She scored 410 in the league so far this year. Second highest score after Vivian Egan for Fermanagh. And this is Elise Bruin, down to Vivian Egan, who we just mentioned. She wears number 13, but there to get in the way is Emer Keenan, the cornerback for Fermanagh. And she plays the ball out the far side of the field. And now Fermanagh will move it again through the phases. Number 11 for them is Danielle Maguire. Danielle Maguire, player of the match in their win against London, trying to bring it down towards the other 45-metre line, looking for support. It comes from Aisling Maguire, and Fermanagh now playing the ball outside the 45-metre line. Just 90 seconds gone in the game so far. No score. Fermanagh with one, wouldn't even call it a shot, but the ball did trickle to the left and wide, but it's just trying to keep a control of the Lee Roach. Sarah McCarville back in the team after injury. She's wearing number 7, sending the ball down in the direction of Blahanbogue. And of course, Blahanbogue 7 points from playing the All-Ireland drawn football final last year against Antrim. She holds possession, gives the pass back to Brenda Bannon. Brenda Bannon opts not to take a shot. Fermanagh are lining players up on the left. This is Aisling O'Brien. And Aisling O'Brien now just coming about 40 yards in. Can she get within range for a pop? Not to be. She's going to give it to Sarah Britton. And Sarah Britton finds a teammate as well. And Fermanagh are just lining players up. Brendan Bannon in possession, and they're moving the ball left and right, and a kick at the post from Blahanbogue. That ball goes to the left and right. First real shot of the game made. Fermanagh have 2 wides earlier on, but they're Robbie just enjoying that bit more possession at the moment.
They are indeed, and they're just moving it around, waiting to get to take the shot. Leitrim just standing back a bit off them, staying in that circle. It'll be important for Leitrim to move the ball on up the field fairly swiftly now.
Yeah, Alvin Clancy in possession there at the moment. She took the pass from Carla Le Guin that won the kick out, but Leitrim just been caught on their own 45-metre line at the moment. Rebecca Rooney coming into the team. She wears number 5. She is in possession at the moment and moving it up. You might hear in the background those little gusts of wind that come every now and again. They're not consistent, but they are blowing left to right when they come, and it makes it a bit difficult to control the ball. Leah Fox, of course, an O'Connor Cup winner at DCU this year, sends the ball out towards Carla Le Guin, and she's moving up towards the 45-metre line with a high kick down there. These are the type of balls that Leitrim like. Michelle Guckian going for the shot at the post, and that pops over the bar. The first score of the game. It's taken to the 4th minute to come. It comes for Leitrim. Leitrim 1 point from Anna, no score.
Yes, lovely ball there from Carla, right down on top of Michelle. Very strong in the air.
And she showed her strength there as well. Like we talked about the players that Leitrim are missing, but even Maeve mentioned at the start the strong players they have. Like if you have an inside line of Leah Fox, Michelle Guckian and Vivian Egan, you're not doing too bad no matter what county you are. Megan McGovern is a fantastic midfielder as well, settling nicely into that role. She played there last year as well. Another long ball down here for Leitrim. This is Leah Fox. Can she get the space for the shot? She will have a pop if she can. Good defending from Fermanagh, but have they dealt with the danger as it breaks down again for Michelle Guckian? The shot, she hit the crossbar. It was easier to score, but she didn't put the ball into the back of the net. Will Vivian Egan have more luck? That's a shot for Leitrim. It goes across the goal to the right and wide. But Maeve, what was going through your mind there? Because I do not know how Michelle Guckian missed that.
Well, it is one you'd expect Michelle to win, and Laura O'Dowd fast out on the rebound, unfortunately putting it wide. Yeah, well, hopefully next time.
Hopefully next time for Leitrim. Of course, we're watching the action here as it's won back by Laura O'Dowd. She wears number 10. Difficult to make out the numbers, it has to be said. Vivian Egan is the number 13 for Leitrim. But Fermanagh win the ball back, and it looks like that it's Sarah McCarville in the middle of all that. Either way, it's out to Aisling Maguire. And Aisling Maguire now with the white boots for Fermanagh. Moving forward is Brenda Bannon in front of her, and they're move towards the 45-metre line. Fermanagh now moving this at pace down towards Blahanbogue. They want to get Blahan on the ball there and see what score she can get today. She's going to have a pop every time she feels it's on. Good defending for Leitrim, but the ball might break for Fermanagh here, and green and yellow jerseys scrambling back into position. An important touch there from Laura Grew, who looks like she's playing in a more reserved role for Leitrim, even though she's wearing number 15 on her jersey. And probably a wise move by the Leitrim management based on these gusts of wind in the first half. Ball moving up the field. It's Leitrim will lead by 1-0. Rebecca Rooney leaving the ball off for Leah Fox, who'll cover an awful lot of ground here in Templeport St. Aidan's. Being well marshalled by Courtney Murphy. That's a battle to really enjoy today if those two stay with each other. Laura Grew pushing up the field. Decides to take on the two players. Lost the ball for a moment, but won it back. Leah Fox is there as well. Courtney Murphy goes to ground. She looks a bit hurt, the Fermanagh player. So Elisa Brune Sorry, I was mixing up my teams there for a moment. That's my apologies. Elise Brune, of course, is 15 for Leitrim. Laura Grew is 15 for Fermanagh. Fermanagh have the ball again, and it's down in the direction of Aisling Maguire. And Aisling Maguire now on the 45-metre line with a kick in towards the attack. This is the type of ball that Fermanagh want, a kick in the post from Blahanbogue. And that's the equaliser, and Route 1 football down the field. And Blahanbogue gets off the mark. It's 1 point apiece.
It is indeed a good point taken there by Fermanagh. And Leitrim fairly open there. A lot of space for the full forward line.
A lot of space there left open there, so it's a point apiece. And Leitrim going to bring the ball out the field. Past the 45-metre line. They have a plan. They've won all their kick-outs so far, Leitrim, it has to be said. Rebecca Rooney, their half-back's very confident on the ball. It's just getting caught in the counter-attack as Carla Le Guin brings it past the halfway mark. But you can see 4 grey jerseys around her, but she picked the space out, but Leitrim just under that bit of pressure to deal with it.
Casey Brune giving it to Elise there, her sister.
The sisters working together. Elise Brune wearing number 15. It passes it towards Leah Fox. Leah Fox now surrounded by 3 Fermanagh players, but straight away in towards Michelle Guckian looking for Vivian Egan on the pass. The advantage is given. Vivian Egan goes to a shot. They hit the crossbar again. The rebound. And it's into the hands. We're going to go back for the free anyway. But 2 times in the early stages of this game, Leitrim hit the crossbar. 2 players that you would expect to bury the ball into the back of the net. They should go a point in front after this free. But that's double bad luck.
2 great shots. I mean, very hard shots taken, and both off the crossbar.
Both off the crossbar. Michelle Guckian with the first one. Vivian Egan with the second. Michelle Guckian is going to take this free. The hand was out by the referee for the foul on Vivian Egan, so Leitrim will be expected to go back in front.
And Leah pulled on it, but I'm afraid it didn't get a proper hit on it.
The rebound shot there just trickled into the hands of the goalkeeper Rachel Monaghan, but Michelle Guckian puts the ball over the bar. 8 minutes gone in the game. Leitrim go in front. It's 2 points to 1. So Rachel Monaghan, the Fermanagh goalkeeper, getting ready to restart the action. Fermanagh have been rotating their goalkeepers this campaign. Roisin Gleeson, of course, the other one who broke in as the number 1 goalkeeper last year. They don't have Shauna Murphy this year. She's playing soccer with Cliftonville. Carla Le Guin, long ball dropping in again towards Michelle Guckian. Every time, this time the referee says the foul was committed by the Leitrim full forward, wearing number 11. So it's going to be a free out for Fermanagh. Just outside their own D. They'll be disappointed in the chances they've conceded in the early stages of this game, because you would just feel the Fermanagh could do with the advantage at half time, and you could argue Leitrim should have 2 goals, but they didn't put them away. Sarah McCarville on the ball for Fermanagh, kicks it forward, good pass to Danielle Maguire, back in the team and playing centre forward and enjoying the role, gives it off to Aisling. The referee has blown the whistle. I think he's indicated too many steps. It was a very, very tight call, it has to be said, though. But it's a free out for Leitrim.
I was looking down to see where Blahanbogue was heading, and I missed it.
It was indeed. Sometimes those calls go for you, they go against you. Play continues on. The referee has been quite enough so far to give him his due. Leah Fox in possession for Leitrim. She's wearing number 14. And again, she's been everywhere from her own 45-metre line to the inside penalty area. Indeed, nearly scored a goal herself. Long kick down from Alva Clancy in towards the attack as Vivian Egan bats it down, hoping Michelle Guckian will get on that. Not to be. Fermanagh overturned possession, and Aisling O'Brien has the ball and passes it forward towards Ciara Clark. Ciara Clark, a young player, but has been joint captain of Knockniny when they won their first ever senior league title in Fermanagh, and she's in the full-back line today. And straight away down the field, the bounce just wouldn't come for Blahanbogue on that occasion. Well covered there by Leitrim.
Leitrim lucky enough there that Blahanbogue didn't get that in her hands.
Most certainly as well, the bounce getting away from her. The Leitrim defence, have to say, part of one time they were caught out with a quick counter-attack, have been very, very composed in dealing with the threats that are coming. Now we're down the other end of the field, and the ball just misses the hands of Aisling Quinn. And Fermanagh in possession on their own 45-metre line. The pass out towards Aisling O'Brien. Aisling O'Brien trying to get round Rebecca Rooney, and she does well, gives the pass forward to Danielle Maguire. Danielle Maguire with a kick forward again. You can just see the bounce won't come. Is the referee indicating a free again? It's a tough one to call, but as we said, the breaks can go either way. This time it goes Fermanagh's way, and it's going to be a free in for them and a golden opportunity for them to level this match up.
It is indeed. Just a slight push there. Jasmine just continued on into the player, really.
Well, we're looking to see now who will be taking this. Fermanagh, Roisin Riley has been their main free taker in this campaign so far, and she does have the ball. She's got 15 points in their 3 games, 12 of them from place balls. So she's getting ready to take this to try and put it back in level terms. We're going up towards the 11-minute mark. Roisin O'Reilly with the free, puts the ball over the bar. The sides are level, 2 points apiece.
Yes, it's. We always said it was going to be a tight one. It would be a little less tight if those 2 goals had gone in for Leitrim, but they're the ones that you regret. Those not scoring those can be a trouble later. Yeah,
and that's the thing. We could be looking back at those later on in this game, depending how tight this game goes or how long we are here, because we have to have a winner on the day. And either way, Leitrim or Fermanagh, when we leave Templeport St Aidan's later on, will be in a league final against Antrim or Limerick. We'll keep you updated in a while how that game is going on. We're watching Leah Fox at the moment, and straight away the tactic, it's simple but it's effective for Leitrim. And Fermanagh have to be very careful. Vivian Egan just losing out on that occasion to Emer Keenan. Fermanagh have a very, very settled defence, it has to be said, even with some of the returning players there as well. There's been consistency in selection among the Fermanagh defence. 1 or 2 changes, yes. The goalkeeper changes, yes, but they're working well together. Molly McGloin wears number 3, and she gives the pass off for Brenda Bannon from the Derry Gonley Harps Club, and this is good from Fermanagh if they can keep the ball moving down, but Leitrim are not making it easy. The foul committed. Sarah McCarville takes the free for Fermanagh. Danielle Maguire with a long kick down again towards Blahan. We don't even have to look for the numbers anymore. We know exactly where that ball is going to. Blahan Bogue with the kick for Fermanagh. They haven't led yet in the match, and they're not going to lead in this occasion. That ball goes to the left and wide. The hanging ball was always going to be difficult with the gust going on, but you can see for both teams they have their danger people. Michelle Gucky on one side, Blahan Bogue the other.
Absolutely, and they're giving that ball into them.
And that's exactly what the managers will be very, very pleased with in the early stages. Even if both Fermanagh will be disappointed, the 3 wides that they've had, definitely they would have felt 2 of them were scoreable. Leitrim, of course, the 2 goal chances that we mentioned. This is Blahan Bogue. She's teeing it up for the kick, and I don't think that's happened for on that occasion. She'd be more disappointed with that because she had the time to make sure that went over the bar. Unfortunately for her, it went to the right and wide.
It's often when you're going for a lot of distance, you lose the accuracy.
Blahan Bogue was the 2022 All-Ireland Young Player of the Year and turning into a great leader for Fermanagh, and will lead the attack in the coming years. No doubt there'll be other players there involved as well, and Emer Smith will be back in 2024, free for Leitrim on their own 45-metre line. And Carla Le Guin been very, very busy in the early stages, but doing an awful lot of good things. Rebecca Rooney to Elise Brown, and Elise Brown there now with possession in the middle of the field, moving down the left flank, and Leitrim will love to play the quick hand passes. Elise Brown again doing the 1-2 with Rebecca Rooney. She'll give it back to Rebecca, and Rebecca Rooney back to Michelle Gucky, and has come out to the 45 to Getting Falls, looking to see who's going to run on this. Leah Fox read it very, very well. Vivian Egan's inside, but Leah will go for the kick herself. It was always going to be a difficult one to get down that direction, so that goes wide. Difficult one, has to be said, Maeve. 2 wides for Leitrim.
Yes, again, we were saying 2 scores there for taking, or chances of scores taken very far out, and the accuracy not there.
Fermanagh going with the short kick out on this occasion. Shannon McQuaid taking possession for them up towards the 45-metre line, looking for Sarah McCarville. Sarah McCarville now, and you can just see the defenders working tight. Ciara Clark involved, but Leitrim trying to play the high press now a little bit because they got caught in the counter a couple of times. Courtney Murphy's pushed forward, sending the pass in the direction of Daniel Maguire. Daniel Maguire to Brenda Bannon, and Brenda Bannon now looking around for options. The option is Aisling Maguire. Will Aisling have a go? She was player of the match when they won the All-Irelands in 2020. And Fermanagh just slowed down at the moment. Roisin O'Reilly might have a go at the post. She might drop a dangerous ball in towards Laura Grew, who's wearing number 15 for Fermanagh. Leitrim have managed to turn the ball over. Carla Le Guin involved in the move as well, and they bring it out towards the 45-metre line. And in the middle of the park is Aisling Quinn, and Aisling Quinn now with possession there, moving forward, trying to get the pass off. Surrounded by 2 Fermanagh players, and she just got isolated that little bit. The Leitrim players were not really watching their player. They were trying to run into position, and Fermanagh got the bodies in the way. Aisling Maguire involved in that as well, and the ball played along the ground. Leitrim will win the ball back, but I think the free out was always coming there, and it's going to be a free out for Leitrim. While we're expecting a tight game here today, of course it wasn't a tight game last year. Leitrim beating Fermanagh by 4-18 to 1-6, but their previous meeting in 2019 was a 3-9 to 2-9 win for Fermanagh. Michelle Gucky in place for Leitrim. She goes for that kick, and it goes to the left and wide, and it's another chance that goes a begging. Some of the supporters behind us here in the commentary box, I don't know if they were clapping thinking the ball had gone over the bar, if they were clapping that they're happy it didn't go over the bar, but either way it didn't go over the bar.
No, I think they saw it going over, I think.
Yeah, you were nodding your head. I was getting
I
ready
thought
to
it went
mark it
over.
down as well, but not to be. So, but the shooting there from both teams and not happening. You can see there Leah Fox receiving some attention at the moment. We mentioned about the great year she's had already, winning an O'Connor Cup with DCU. I've been, especially now since we started the streaming services, Maeve, I've got a good chance to see Leitrim many times. And one player I've always been impressed with Leah Fox. I remember she got the injury against Derry a couple of years ago, and we were concerned about her, but she's really turned into a great leader for Leitrim.
Absolutely, and she really links up very, very well with the players around her.
She does indeed. You can even see where she positioned herself there for the pass from Michelle Guckie at one stage. Yes, the kick didn't go the way she had planned, but you have to put yourselves in those positions. Carla Le Guin, another player doing very, very well in the Leitrim defence. But Fermanagh keeping their structure well, making it difficult. Charlene Tyrrell is number 3 for Leitrim. May would have mentioned at the start how she's settled into the full back role and she's pushing up the field towards her more natural position as the game goes on. Megan McGovern outside the 45-metre line, trying to find a way inside Fermanagh, getting a hand in there. Doing well. Rushing O'Reilly, I think, was the player that done that. The referee says the ball was fouled on the ground and it's going to be a free out for Fermanagh, going to be taken by Aisling Maguire, and Aisling Maguire sends it out the left very, very quickly. And Fermanagh, when they play the pace, they're dangerous. Brenda Bannon, number 17, on the ball inside the 45-metre line, gives it to Sarah Britton. Sarah Britton sent it out towards the left as well, waiting for the quarterback to step up. Maybe Blondeau going to go for the kick down, and it just didn't happen for Laura Grew. Was very, very close, but that is 5 wide for Fermanagh after 17 minutes.
Yeah, Fermanagh are putting enough to be ahead in the game, putting enough wide. Molly Murphy doing very well in there at full back, actually covering her player well there.
I have to say, if you're only just joining us here in the LGFA streaming service, of course, this is the Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 4 semi-final. It's a much better game than the 2 points apiece scoreline will indicate after nearly 18 minutes of football. Leitrim have missed 2 sitters, you could say, for goals. Fermanagh have kicked 5 wides. Some of them they'll be very, very disappointed with as well. Good competitive action on the field of play, even if the shooting is letting them down. So don't go away if you're only just joining us. This could be the game of the day, especially if Roisin O'Reilly has her way. It'll be the game of the day for Fermanagh. Send it down the direction of Laura Grew. Laura Grew goes for a shot at the post. Just the angle was always tight. It goes wide. While Fermanagh have been disappointed with some of the wides, we have to give the Leitrim defence an awful lot of credit as well. They've not made many of them easy. 1 or 2, like the one there from Blondeau, when she timed to set it up, that should have been nails. But other than that, Leitrim have made them work for the shots.
Absolutely, and I suppose that's why they are going wide, in that there's players closing in on any players taking a shot every time.
Leitrim were league champions back in 2010 in Division 4 when they beat Limerick. Of course, in 1982 they were Division 2 champions as well. Fermanagh won this competition in 2019, beating Antrim, but the 2007 Division 3 success was their best outside of that. Leitrim, again, you can hear a good ball in the background because Carla Le Guin has it, and Carla sent the long ball down, but you can just see now that Fermanagh are starting to read the Leitrim tactic that bit and had the defender back in the reserve role there to close it off. A cutout is applied. Brenda Bannon sending the ball down in the direction of Blondeau. The first touch lets her down, but she managed to keep it in play, and that might be enough for Blonde as she tries to get herself within range. I'd say she's going to need help, and spotted the help coming from Danielle Maguire, and Danielle Maguire trying to trickle through. She's surrounded by Leitrim jerseys though. She did manage to find a Fermanagh one, and Roisin O'Reilly down for Laura Grew. Can she get the shot in? A save from Michelle Monaghan. It's not gone yet. A shot. A goal! A goal for Fermanagh, and their first real goal chance of the match. It was a Blondeau that put the ball into the back of the net, and Fermanagh have that goal we talked about. Leitrim missed 2, Fermanagh get 1.
Indeed, and a great save by Michelle, but Fermanagh right in there on the rebound. Good goal taken.
Good goal taken, Blondeau, the goal scorer as well. And it's 1-2 to Fermanagh, 2 points to Leitrim. And how important is that score going to be? We talked about the misses already. Fermanagh have had a few, but now they have the 3-point advantage, and you certainly would feel that they would want 3 or 4 in the first half. Fermanagh, well, what are they going to do? Because their tails are up now. They're another dropping dangerous ball down. An important interception, I think, from Carla Le Guin there to win it back, and she gives it to Charlene Tyrrell. And the ball moving up towards the 45-metre line. My apologies, of course, that was Aisling Quinn in possession for Leitrim. She gives it back to Charlene Tyrrell. Now it's going to be a free out for Leitrim, and they'll be looking for the next score there. But even they were just looking off camera, and Fermanagh have dropped the defender back just to cut out that supply a little bit. Leitrim trying to isolate their 2 danger players, Michelle Guckie and Vivian Egan inside. Carla Le Guin with the pass off to Elise Brune. There was a clash with shoulders with Sarah Britton afterwards, but play continues on. This is Leah Fox. Leah Fox weaving her way inside. The hand was out, so it's going to be a free in for Leitrim. And an important one made that they put this over the bar, especially after conceding the goal.
Absolutely, and I think one of the problems is Leitrim normally would be very good at running and getting forward. They're very, very slow to push forward from their own kick out today. And there's a gap in there when Leitrim are taking their kick out and the backs are coming forward. There's very little to give to.
Very little to give
and
to.
And a long kick into your full forwards, which is nearly too long. Fermanagh have that player sitting in the pocket in front of them.
Michelle Guckin puts the free over the bar, but Leitrim do get the response that they needed. 22 minutes gone. It's back to a 2-point ball game. And I suppose on the Leitrim side of things, maybe that's exactly what they'll want to do. They'll have to mix it up a little bit there now if they're going to create more scoring opportunities.
Yeah, they certainly need to push it on more, push it up when they're in possession.
So Fermanagh going short again and gone shorter most of their kickouts in the game so far, and the referee has the hand out in for the free. So play continues on. The full back there is Molly McGloin for Fermanagh. Ball kicked forward. There's a bit of space open up again. This is what Maeve was talking about. The Fermanagh exploiting that space, especially around the middle third, and Fermanagh just picking up the pace. This is good play now from the Ulster side down towards Blonde Bogue again. She's going to go and have a kick at this. No doubt she has the power. I don't think she has the accuracy. That goes across the goal to the right and wide. But again, Maeve, as you were touched on there as well, Fermanagh just find that bit of open space there, and then they just take off like a light, and all of a sudden then there's a scoring opportunity coming.
Yeah, they're certainly pushing it down and moving it down fast down the field. Fermanagh are much faster than Leitrim are. But Leitrim getting back in well. Blindbogue had very little opportunity of who to give it to in front there.
Blindbogue is still the key person for Fermanagh if they're going to win this game, but Megan McGovern takes possession for Leitrim in the middle of the field. And you can see the gust of wind there held it up, and it might work out nicely for Laura O'Dowd. Don't think she minded that, but the problem for her is that Leah Fox was always going to be second to that race as Ashley Maguire wins possession back for Fermanagh. Now towards the 45, and now the number 8 for Fermanagh is Ashley O'Brien, and she's pushing the ball down the field. And again the pace picking up, but they see the bit of space. Lee Sproon trying to stop Sarah Britton in her tracks. A good touch there. Carla Le Guin, arguably the standout defender in the game so far. Fermanagh have a few contenders as well, but Leah Fox has the ball, and can she help Leitrim get another score? The kick down there, and the space was open up there, and Vivian Egan was given more than you'd expect Fermanagh to give her. What can she do with this? Will she take on the defender, Emer Keenan, getting in the way? Yeah. The referee says the should laid with the shoulder.
I thought the free was going the other way.
I think he indicated the free out. Emer Keenan just goes to the ground at the moment. We can tell you in the other semi-final, Antrim have scored a goal. They lead Limerick by 1-2 to 2 points. Here, of course, in this game, with just over 6 minutes to half-time, it's Fermanagh 1-2, Leitrim 3 points. Emer Keenan on the ground for a moment, an Ulster GA coach, but she's okay to continue. And it is a Fermanagh free out. The referee, Christopher Morgan, is judging that Vivian Egan led in with the shoulder on the defender. And when you do get the shoulders in ladies football, which is officially a non-contact sport, it has to be said, it's an interpretation of the official, and felt that the attacker was doing it that time. It mightn't work. Mardo Albert Clancy going in, and the referee had blown the whistle for too many steps. He's done it once for each team so far, but he hasn't done it too often, but it stood out each time he has.
Yes, indeed. In truth, she had dummied one player and then went to dummy another. It was tight, but you couldn't argue.
It was tight, but I think we have to give the official the benefit of the thing there. He's keeping it within the letter of the law anyway, even though there was a few groans there from the Leitrim supporters here, and it just get a bit stop-start for a couple of moments. Just over 5 minutes to go to half-time for Fermanagh. 2 points in front of this game, and Roisin O'Reilly looking around for options, decides for the short kick to Danielle Maguire. And Danielle Maguire now gives a pass off. And this is Roisin O'Reilly again, the midfielder. So passes it off there now to Aisling O'Brien. Aisling O'Brien with a kick out towards the left. Can Fermanagh go back 3 points in front? Aisling Maguire. And there's an awful lot of work in the field of play, but Blonde Bogue is the key person. And she has the ball there. She might get a chance here. She takes the solos, and the dummy goes with a second. That's exactly the type of ball that Blind Bogue has been trying to set up all afternoon. It hadn't happened for her so far, but it happened there. A fantastic score for Fermanagh 3 in front.
Absolutely lovely score taken there by Blind Bogue. semi-dummy, and then put it over.
Have to say as well, Maeve, just while we're waiting for the kick out there, there's a substitution taking place. That's why the referee's hand is up. So Leitrim are making a change. Now, is it Vivian Egan going off?
Brona O'Rourke coming on.
Brona O'Rourke is coming on. So I don't know what your thoughts on that selection.
Appearance to me, Vivian seemed to have got on the wrong side of the ref. I think there too she could be on 2 ticks possibly.
A couple of ticks there. So Vivian Egan gone off. She started off this campaign with 4-5 the opening day against Derry. Leitrim's highest score in the league so far with 4-12. But her afternoon is over, at least for now anyway. So we're going to restart the action. Michelle Monaghan is the Leitrim goalkeeper. 2 massive saves in last year's Colin final against Roscommon. And of course we've seen a massive save here. Yes, it led to the Fermanagh goal in the end, but it was a massive save from Laura Grew. Fermanagh have overturned the ball. Sarah Britton doing an awful lot of work. I think in fairness, the Fermanagh half-forward line have been doing an awful lot of work in this game. And a great battle between the Fermanagh half-forwards and the Leitrim half-backs. But when the space opens up, Fermanagh definitely hold the edge in that department. Daniel Maguire with a kick down. Loads of Leitrim jerseys, but it picks out Blonde Bogue. Who's on the run? Who's on the shoulder? There's a kick at the post. And the ball has gone over the bar. Fermanagh have gotten the score. I think it was Sarah Britton, the player, that put that over. We'll confirm their identity in a moment, but all of a sudden 4 points between them.
And another very fine point taken by Fermanagh. Leitrim struggling a little with their kick out at the moment.
So it was indeed Sarah Britton that put that ball over the bar. My eyes were not deceiving me, and it's 1-4 to Fermanagh, 3 points to Leitrim, and Fermanagh are now getting the margin that they would have been looking for half time. And Leitrim have taken off one of their 2 main threats in defence. Emer Keenan wins that for the Ironside County, and I think Ashley Maguire has gone onto the ground there.
And the Fermanagh backline showing great pace there against the Leitrim forwards.
They have indeed, and even I was just going to touch on a point there I was making, like with the half forwards and the way they've been working, like Ashley Maguire. We saw her play at the match performance in 2020, even though she didn't score in the game. And again, we're just seeing that she's reading it well now. She's been well supported by many other players, including the half backs, as you mentioned. She's doing an awful lot of good work out there.
Absolutely, and interceptions, just knocking that ball from Laura O'Dowd there a little while ago as well.
Aisling O'Brien to Roisin O'Reilly. Roisin O'Reilly thought will get another teammate in foul, but waits for the aforementioned Aisling Maguire. This is good because the other Aisling O'Brien, she took the challenge. The referee now, what will he do about this? It's going to be a free in for Fermanagh. So Leitrim pleading their case, but Fermanagh are going to get the decision. And is it Elise Brune that he's having a chat with?
Indeed.
So I think it's just going to be a ticking. And all of a sudden, Fermanagh just starting to creep in front. 2 points in a row, puts 4 between them. And a game that started off well for Leitrim. Looks like it's Daniel Maguire that's taking this free. She has kicked 5 frees already in this season. That's her 6th. She puts the ball over the bar, and there's 5 points between the teams. It's 1-5 to 3 points.
Yeah, and if you consider how many wides Fermanagh have had, they certainly have had the lion's share of possession.
Yeah, 7 wides to 3 is the official count we have here in our stats department, but of course that doesn't include the 2 goal scoring opportunities for Leitrim as well. Down the left again, Leitrim have to be always watching Blonde Bogue where she's going. She wins the ball, gives the pass back, and they're just trying to tie up the players again. Sarah McCaver was waiting for the pass. An important interception there by Megan McGoffin for Leitrim, but can she hold on to the ball? Fermanagh getting in very, very tight, wins the free. We're inside the final minute of normal time in the first half. We don't have a countdown clock here, so it'll be at the discretion of the referee Christopher Morgan from County Down. But it's Fermanagh 1-5, Leitrim 3 points. Leitrim moving the ball up the field. Carla Le Guin laying it off there, but the intended target, Elise Brune, was probably just too far away, and Roisin O'Reilly has possession for Fermanagh. Courtney Murphy gives it back to Roisin, and Aisling O'Brien getting more involved. She was on the 2022 All-Ireland Junior Team of the Year. This is Aisling Maguire. The high hand was out there, but pulled back very, very quickly, and wisely so. The advantage has been given, though. So we're going to have the free in, and it was just simply, in fairness to Elise Brune, she realised quick enough and she pulled her hand back. So you could argue soft in one way, but the referee had seen the hand, so I think the free was nearly always coming.
Yeah, absolutely. He had his hand up for advantage there.
Now
he appears to be speaking to one of the Fermanagh players, though.
Yeah.
Speaking to Aisling O'Brien.
He's having a chat with Aisling O'Brien anyway, so whether something was said, either way, it's going to be a free. So Roisin O'Reilly, and all of a sudden Fermanagh are putting a bit of distance between them. He has to put this over the bar first though before we get carried away. Might drop short. And Blonbogue was hovering around with Charlene Tyrrell. Cool, calm and collective, the All-Ireland winner back in 2007. Aisling Quinn involved in the move as well as Leitrim try and bring up towards the 45-metre line. And there's a bit of space here and there now, but you can see the difference between the teams. You can see those grey jerseys from Fermanagh covering all the spaces. Leitrim are never going to get that much room. They really would have been looked to change channels very, very quickly. Rebecca Rooney near us here in the commentary box on her own, but nobody can see her. And the referee, I think, is blowing the half-time whistle after just one extra minute. Fermanagh 5 points in front. They lead by 1-5 to 3 points. Blonbogue with the goal on 20 minutes. Maeve Quinn, your overall assessment of the first half?
Well, Fermanagh have been much, much better at moving the ball down, putting Leitrim under pressure, moving it around. They've been far better at pushing forward. Leitrim have been poor enough in terms of, okay, yes, giving the long ball into the full forward line, but apart from that, they really haven't pushed forward and put Fermanagh under any real pressure in terms of bringing the ball meaningfully from their half-back line to the half-forward line. The half-forward line has been not there. Now they're back doing savage work in defence, but they really need to drive forward. It's
like the first 10 minutes, Leitrim's tactic was getting into the danger people. It was working well. One can make a strong argument they should have 2 goals in the game. But once Fermanagh dealt with that, I think it was a Courtney Murphy dropping back into the pocket there as well. It's been a difference. While Fermanagh have missed chances at the other end, and their game plan looks so simple given to Blonbogue, the other players in the Fermanagh team seem to know exactly what to do every time Blonbogue gets on the ball.
Yes, and the other players in the Fermanagh setup are still moving. They're moving the ball. They're constantly and going for the odd few shots and then getting it back to Blind as well. But they are very much involved in the game, and they are pushing at Leitrim all the time, making Leitrim constantly have to mark them and what have you. Whereas when Leitrim go forward, they're easier marked, it has to be said, at the moment. So you'd hopeful that they'd do a lot more, say, crossing and switching it and getting the ball up to half-forward line. The half-forward line getting more involved in that game as a forwards.
A lot for Leitrim manager Johnny Garrity to be thinking about, but no doubt the Fermanagh boss James Daly will have a few things to say to his players and their 7 wides as well. But at half-time, it's Fermanagh who hold a 5-point advantage. Blonbogue's goal on 20 minutes, the main difference between the teams. Whatever wind is here is going to favour Leitrim in the second half. Will it pick up? We will see. Certainly the windmills to the left of our commentary box are starting to move that little bit more. We're going to take a break for about 10 minutes, but don't go away and join us back here again in Templeport St. Aidan's GA in Bunboy for the second half of this Lidl Ladies Football Division 4 National League semi-final. Fermanagh in front by 5 points. We'll have some highlights coming up. The half-time score, Fermanagh 1-5, Leitrim 3 points. With a high kick down there, these are the type of balls that Leitrim like. Michelle Guckin going for the shot at the post, and that pops over the 45-metre line with a kick in towards the attack. This is the type of ball that Fermanagh want, a kick in the post from Blonbogue, and that's the equaliser.
Pulled on it, but I'm afraid it didn't.
No,
didn't get a proper hit on it.
The rebound shot there just trickled into the hands of the goalkeeper Rachel Monaghan, but now with them from place balls. So she's getting ready to take this to try and put it back in level terms. We're going up towards the 11-minute mark. Roisin O'Reilly with the fire trying to trickle through. She's surrounded by Leitrim jerseys though. She did manage to find a Fermanagh one, and Roisin O'Reilly down for Laura Grew. Can she get the shot in? A save from Michelle Monaghan. It's not gone yet. A shot. A goal! A goal for Fermanagh. And trickle through. She's surrounded by Leitrim jerseys though. She did manage to find a Fermanagh one, and Roisin O'Reilly down for Laura Grew. Can she get the shot in? A save from...
A long kick into your full forwards, which is nearly too long. Fermanagh have that player sitting in the pocket in front of them.
Michelle Guckin puts the free over the bar, and she has the ball there. She might get a chance here. She takes the solos, and the dummy goes with a second. That's exactly the type of ball that Leitrim jerseys, but it picks out Blonbogue, who's on the run, who's on the shoulder. There's a kick at the post, and the ball has gone up. And a game that's started off well for Leitrim. Looks like it's Daniel Maguire that's taking this free. She has kicked 5 frees already in this season.
We were told the game was over before we'd even started. We were told our bodies weren't made for it. It wasn't our time to play. We played anyway. And together we played like there was no tomorrow. And they told us that was fine. You can play. You're good enough. And thought that was good enough for us. It wasn't. We are relentless. The game isn't over until we say it's over. Until we get everything we've given everything for. Until we level the playing field.
Lidl, proud supporters of ladies Gaelic football.
You still haven't gone full Lidl. Go on, make big savings like this lot.
Pea nuggets.
Excuse me?
You'd like them pea nuggets.
Once again?
Pea nuggets. They're vegan.
Nugget.
Yeah.
I like prawns, but how do you cook them?
Oh, there's loads of ways.
Can I microwave them?
No.
Join in and go full Lidl this year.
Did you get milk?
Shop without compromise and pay less.
Good afternoon, thank you very much, and welcome back here to Templeport St Aidan's GAA in Bonboy, County Cavan. This is the Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 4 semi-final. The half-time score, Fermanagh 1-5, Leitrim 3 points. But whatever elements are blowing here today, there's not many, it has to be said, bar the odd gust. It's going to favour Leitrim in the second half. I'm Darren Kelly, joined by Maeve Quinn here in the commentary box. And Maeve, I'll ask you the question as a Leitrim person. What will Johnny Garrity said to Leitrim at half-time to try and get them back in this contest?
I suppose I hope he's telling them to push on up, put more pressure on Fermanagh as we move forward.
That's what they'll be looking to do. I'll get your thoughts on what you think Fermanagh will do in the second half. But Michelle Gutkian came out for the throw in. Laura O'Dowd on the move there past the 45-metre line. Suddenly there's an injection of pace. There wasn't with Leitrim earlier on. Laura O'Dowd's back in a chance of shot. And a block there from Ciara Clark for Fermanagh. I'm not too sure how much she knew about it, but she got her body in the way. The defender's instincts. The referee, as he indicated, giving a free in for a foul beforehand. Either way, it's going to be a scoring opportunity for Leitrim. But Laura O'Dowd, just like that, darting through. Ciara Clark getting her body in the way.
And that's exactly what I was saying I wanted to see, in that in the last half we weren't seeing Laura do those sort of darting runs.
Michelle Gutkian takes the free, puts the ball over the bar. 40 seconds gone in the second half, and it's back to a 4-point ball game. It's Leitrim 4 points, Fermanagh 1-5. We can tell you the half-time score, the latest score that we had to hand in the other semi-final. Antrim looking good to make the final. They were leading Limerick by 2-10 to 4 points. Of course, Limerick, a couple of goals, could get themselves back in that game very, very quickly. High challenge there by the Leitrim attacker, so it's going to be a free out for Fermanagh. And the referee now, is he going to have a chance? Is that Michelle Gutkian he's talking to there?
Yes.
Maeve, so, it's probably just a ticking there, but the hand was left out. So it's going to be a free out. I think the foul was on Shannon McQuaid, but it's going to be a free out for Fermanagh nonetheless. They lead this game by 4 points, 1-2 for Blahan Bogue, a freeze for Roisin O'Reilly and Daniel Maguire, and a point from play for Sarah Britton. The Fermanagh tally in the first half. Michelle Gutkian has gotten all Leitrim scores, 2 frees, 1 from play in the first half, and you saw the free she put over the bar there 40 seconds after the restart. So Leitrim need to get a strong start to the second half. Aisling Quinn in possession. They did start the game strongly until Fermanagh settled down and really took over the contest in regards to the opportunities afterwards, but this is a pass to Megan McGovern. Megan McGovern trying to find a way inside. Ashley Maguire was there looking for Leah Fox. Leah Fox touches it along the ground. The referee says she put the boot in dangerously, so it's going to be another free out for Fermanagh. And Fermanagh will be happy enough to soak this up at the moment and try and get themselves reorganised again for the second half. I asked you what Johnny Garrity would have been saying to Leitrim. What would James Daly have been saying to Fermanagh at half time? So far, Leitrim have looked better in the early stages of the second half, but Fermanagh probably looking for time to reorganise like the first half.
Absolutely, and telling them, I suppose, same thing. What was working for them is them all pushing forward and putting Leitrim under pressure. They're going to need to keep moving.
We have 2 windmills to the left of our commentary box there, giving an indication of whatever wind is falling here at the moment. Even though the 3 flags to our left are not moving, the windmills are picking up, and that'll be good news for Leitrim if they can get their shots on target and be very economical with the opportunities, as Casey Brown sends the ball in towards the goal, but it just wouldn't come on that occasion for Michelle Gutkian. And Rachel Monaghan happy enough to get in the way and give the pass off of Molly McGloin, and Molly McGloin needs a second go with it. As we look at the play, I'm just having a look now. Brona O'Rourke, number 22, she came on as a first half substitute for Vivian Egan. Megan McGovern gets in the way for Leitrim outside the 45-metre line, gives the pass off for Alva Clancy. She wears number 12, and Alva Clancy trying to see is there an opportunity not to be, gives it back to Megan. Megan was the Leitrim club player of the championship in 2021, and the ball moving its way down towards the danger area. Michelle Gutkian trying to find a bit of space, gets inside 2 players, just didn't get the connection on that. I'm not too sure if she was going high or going low, but she's never got the connection on the ball that she wanted. And Fermanagh overturn it to Shannon McQuaid, and now they have possession again through Aisling O'Brien, and Aisling O'Brien bringing up towards the 45-metre line. She's done very, very well, has the advantage of a free too as Aisling O'Brien, and has brought up towards the 45-metre line. I think the advantage has gone, but the Fermanagh midfielder did very, very well there to play that ball out of the fence, and all of a sudden we're down the other end of the field, and Fermanagh looking for a chance through Blahan Bogue, and Blahan trying to set it up, realises the space is not there at the moment, looking for teammates to get involved. It comes back to Blahan. She'll have a second kick at the post. That's not going to happen for her. That goes to the right and wide. First wide of the half for Fermanagh. But May, we have to talk about Aisling O'Brien and the way she jigged the ball out. It was very, very skillful to watch.
Absolutely, just coming in and out, 2-3 players trying to mark her straight out, and always sure on the ball.
Very, very short on the ball. Elise Brune wants to be very short on the ball too. Has won the free after the challenge from Sarah Britton. The advantage is still there. It mightn't be needed. This is Brona O'Rourke. Brona O'Rourke gives it off to Leah Fox. Leah Fox needs to get something out of this. It opens up the shots and it goes over the bar. They needed to get a point out of it at least. I'm not too sure if Leah was thinking about trying to get more, but she'd be happy to get the score, and it's back to a 3-point ball game.
Absolutely. I think Leah was. She was certainly allowing it to dip if it was going to happen. Well won there by Brona O'Rourke coming out getting that ball strongly. Leitrim certainly showing brighter in the second half here.
Leitrim with 2 points in the second half so far. They brought it back to 3 points. It's 5 points for Leitrim. 1-5 for Fermanagh. They've won it again. Abercanty, Michelle Gucky and Brona O'Rourke. Surely the equaliser. It's a goal for Leitrim. A goal for Leitrim. Fermanagh give away the kick out. 1-2-3. Cancy, Gucky and Brona O'Rourke. The sides are level.
Lovely ball in from Alva Dlancy. Just the kick out really is crucial in ladies football to win your kick out, and they've lost it again.
They've given it away for Fermanagh are rattled. Here's Leah Fox.
Nope.
They put Leitrim in front and she just snatched at it after Elise Brune winning the ball. Leitrim are just up in the tempo that little bit, and Fermanagh have really not come out of the dressing room yet.
They haven't, no, they're not hitting the same tempo. Or Leitrim have certainly lifted it a little, which they needed to do. They were a little bit flat-footed in the first half.
We were telling you it's looking good that Antrim are on their way to the final and the other semi-final. They're well in front. This game, well, you can't really call it at the moment, but Leitrim have done everything they needed to do at the start of the half. And Fermanagh have given the ball away again. Brona O'Rourke out to Carla Le Guin. Carla Le Guin down the right, and Aisling O'Brien comes in for the challenge. She's given away the free, but Carla Le Guin is still going. She's going to go for a kick from an acute angle. Are we coming back for the advantage? I don't think we are, so it's an official wide for Leitrim, but 3 kick-outs in a row for Fermanagh, and poor concession of possession as well. I'd say James Daly is pulling whatever hair is left in his head out.
He is indeed. We'll wait and see though. Fermanagh, I think, have a very good backline and they're very sure of themselves. Oh,
it's 4 in a row. Brona O'Rourke back to Elise Brune, and this is dangerous because this is Leah Fox. She's getting closer, gives a pass across for Laura Dowd, and Laura will feel she should have done better. It's out for a 45. A brave block by Rachel Monaghan, the Fermanagh goalkeeper. Very, very brave. But Fermanagh are just what you got to gone kamikaze here the last couple of moments.
Yeah, Leitrim was certainly pushing up on that kick out. Now I have to say, you thought the 2 goals were missed in the first half was a bad miss. That was one we should have scored.
They should have definitely gotten something out of it, you would feel there. Laura Dowd probably didn't have as much time there and have to give the goalkeeper her due. She was brave to come out, Rachel Monaghan, and close out the space. It's going to be a 45 for Leitrim. Now Michelle Guckian, the wind not really that strong, but Michelle Guckian is well able to hit a ball. Remember, it's 2 points for a 45 in ladies football. Will she have a pop at this, or will she send it in towards the house? If she had a pop and it went over, it would be massive, but no, I'd say she's spreading it out for players, left it for someone else, and Leah Fox kicks it back to Michelle Guckian. You could see the movement of the players. Didn't work out on that occasion. An important take by Roisin O'Reilly for Fermanagh, because they've just been all over the shop the last few moments, and I've just put the hex in them again, because Leitrim have the ball back as Casey Brune pushed up. Fermanagh win it back through Emer Keenan. Daniel Maguire is back to help out as well. And there's a bit of panic among Fermanagh at the moment as they try and get grips to what's gone wrong here at the start of the second half. Shannon McQuaid, the captain, with possession, the far side of the field, finds a teammate. The ball is kicked across again for Sarah McCarville. Sarah McCarville to Roisin O'Reilly, the office administrator. Can she get Fermanagh organised? Sends the kick inside, but Charlene Tyrrell covering the space on that occasion. And Leitrim will had possession. They've lost it again. 2 players run into each other. The decision is going to go Leitrim's way. Very, very tough one to call, but it normally goes to the defending player. Just hopefully first the players are okay. And it looks like a Leitrim and a Fermanagh player are having a bit of a tangle or difference of opinion for a moment there, Maeve.
No, I think they're both slow enough to get off the ground.
I just think Charlene Tyrrell came over and said something. But
Charlene would be a physio, would be, so she would probably just trying to help, I'd say.
Maybe the Fermanagh player just wasn't appreciating it at the time, but anyway, all's okay. But there is a Fermanagh player on the ground at the moment. I'm just having a look. I think it's Aisling Maguire.
Now they're setting up like it's a free in, or is it?
Well, the referee had indicated a Leitrim free. So unless he's changed his mind, it is a Leitrim free. Thankfully, anyway, the Fermanagh player is okay. There was Aisling Maguire. Aisling Maguire, if you go on YouTube or social media then stage, scored a cracking goal against Down in the 2021 Ulster Intermediate final. Down did carry the day, but it was a great goal. If you want to
Well done,
see
Aisling
that,
Quinn.
catch that. Aisling Quinn, as you heard there in the background.
Bronagh
Well done.
O'Rourke.
Leah Fox in possession at the moment, back for Bronagh O'Rourke. So Bronagh O'Rourke for Leitrim holding the ball in the 45, but it's given it away. Roisin O'Reilly, 2 important interceptions from her in the last couple of moments. Aisling Maguire on her feet, on the move, getting towards the 45-metre line, but Leitrim not giving as much space as they were given in the first half. You can see the Leitrim bodies were back and just working that bit more off the ball. The free does go Fermanagh's way. They have not scored in the second half, nearly 10 minutes played. It's Fermanagh 1-5, Leitrim 1-5. We will have extra time if they finish level at the end of the 60 minutes. Will we have a winner beforehand? We will see. Fermanagh have the ball, but they can't afford to be dropping it. Aisling O'Brien gives it across to Brenda Bannon. And this is Danielle Maguire. Danielle Maguire with a low kick forward. But Carla Le Guin again getting in the way. As O'Maeve will be picking players of the match in a while, but and I've no doubt Carla Le Guin will be in the conversation. And there's a few from both teams that will be in that conversation as well. But Leitrim trying to move the ball down the field, and Jasmine May was sending it forward. Didn't quite find her teammate as Courtney Murphy got in the way. But Fermanagh, and there's a lot, and whether it's just nerves, the magnitude of the occasion, Maeve, there's a lot of little unforced errors being made by both teams at the moment.
There's some handling errors happening there. They're like just not holding that ball tight. Danielle Maguire unlucky there, just spilling it a little.
Spilling it a little beforehand too, Leitrim giving it away as well, but now in possession there is Alva Clancy, the far side of the field for Leitrim, looking around to see where the options are and weaving around, and she went for the shot in the end. Will it be a super score if it went over the bar? It was always going to be difficult. That ball goes to the left and wide, 5th wide of the game for Leitrim, but she showed good control of the ball to make sure the Fermanagh player didn't take it off her.
Yeah, possession is everything here, and that when you're talking about the passing there, it's very important not to give away those balls when you've worked that hard to get the possession.
These two teams did meet in the challenge match back in January. Fermanagh won in the day. Leitrim have overturned the kick out again. The pass comes to Elise Brown. This is open up for Leah Fox. She's on the dummy, goes for the shot. And again, it just hovers over the crossbar. It's a point, and Leitrim are back in front. Leah Fox looking very, very dangerous. But again, it's those kick outs. And the second time in this half, a Leah Fox effort just shades over the crossbar.
Absolutely. Just dipping dangerously, as they say. And Laura O'Dowd getting a great hand in there, getting that ball. Bronagh O'Rourke very dangerous, actually free on the side there had she been seen early.
And it's again another one won back by Leitrim, and
Rebecca.
It's really something for Fermanagh have to sort this out. Rebecca Rooney, the player that wins it, gives it to Elise Bruno, always knows the right position to be in, and Carla Le Guin pushing forward. Can she find a bit of space to get inside? Gives it to Leah Fox. Leah Fox told about the run, but says I'll wait for Elise first and see what's better off. The pass inside. Alva Clancy with possession. She's going to go for a kick in the post, and you can hear the Leitrim faithful behind us here in the commentary box. They have got 5 scores in the second half to none from Fermanagh, and it's now Leitrim 1-7, Fermanagh 1-5.
And certainly that distance and the angle suited Alva a lot better.
You were saying there at half time to Elise Broom get more involved in the action as well. Are we having a change for Fermanagh? There's a Fermanagh player on the ground, but we might be having a substitution as well. But Leitrim have scored 1-4 in the second half in 13 minutes to no score from Fermanagh. But of course, on the Fermanagh side of things as well, there'll be a bit of concern. 1 or 2 players just going down. They are making a substitution, so we'll tell you the identity of that in a moment. But we haven't seen anybody going off. I'm just wondering, Sarah Britton, the player that's going off. So Sarah Britton for Fermanagh leaving the field of play. We'll tell you who's on at the moment. I think Aisling Maguire is on the ball on the ground again, or was it Danielle? And it looks like number 19, Kayla Bogue, is the player that is on the field of play for Fermanagh. So that's the change there taking place midway during the second half. Fermanagh need an injection, they need a spark. Can it come from Brenda Bannon? Brenda Bannon sitting down the direction of Laura Grew. Laura Grew waits for the teammate, that's Blahan Bogue. Blahan Bogue goes for a shot, a very acute angle. It was never really on, it has to be said. That ball goes to the right and wide. The wide count for Fermanagh is now 9.
It is, and I mean, Blahan Bogue making fierce work there. She was involved in that ball in midfield and making that chase in, but poor use of the ball at the end of it.
Yeah, they did. Daniel Maguire was, and I know they would involve a couple of passes to string to get it to the left, but Daniel Maguire was in open space, and Fermanagh probably need to get the awareness back a bit better. Leitrim have been doing that general reading the possession well, even if Fermanagh were playing the better football in the first half. Leitrim are certainly playing the better football in the second half. Alva Clancy's on the move again, down towards the 45. Laura O'Dowd off the shoulder, takes possession. All of a sudden, space is opened up here. Laura O'Dowd has 2 chances, ready, gives the pass to Michelle again. A shot, a goal! A goal! ball. Now, is it been given? Is it a square ball?
Did she touch?
I was actually going to ask that
Michelle
question.
touch it?
I was actually
That's
going to
the
ask that question there first. Did she touch as well? I wasn't too sure. I was about to turn to you on that.
If she didn't, it's not a goal.
If she
Because
did,
you can't fist pass a goal.
well,
and that was a fist pass from Laura.
She could.
If she touched it,
Oh, the
it's
fist
a goal.
pass from Laura. I get you. Yeah. So
I think they're going to cross
they're
the
giving
flags.
the goal. No, they're crossing the
they're
flags.
crossing the flags.
Crossing the flags. That's correct. So
No, I don't think Michelle touched it.
no, my instinct there first, I wasn't too sure, and I was about to come back to you and ask that too, but straight away you could see, and good refereeing, it has to be said, from Christopher Morgan and his umpires going in to have the discussion. Michelle Guckin was arguing the case, but the umpires obviously felt that she didn't touch it. I definitely couldn't tell myself. You had doubts too.
I felt from her body language that she hadn't initially.
So it's a good decision made all round, no arguments about that. Leitrim will be disappointed, but Fermanagh, a let off for them. However, Leitrim have the ball again. Alva Clancy and herself and Elise Brown have been very, very busy in this second half as the ball is just held up around the middle. Aisling Quinn there as well gives it to Elise Brown outside the 45-metre line, and Leitrim players seem to be queuing up uncontested at the moment for the ball. Leah Fox out to Carla Le Guin. Carla Le Guin moving down the right, the kick inside for Michelle Guckin. If she got a first time there, it could have opened up something. She might still find a way to unlock the door. Leah Fox back to Carla Le Guin. Elise Brown coming in to get involved. She takes possession, and Leitrim have certainly pushed up and pressed harder in the second half, but again those little mistakes, they can prove costly. Roisin O'Reilly wins the ball for Fermanagh. What can she do with this? Aisling Maguire on the ball trying to work away inside. The referee says the hands are out from the Leitrim defender. It's going to be a free.
Casey Brown getting ticked there.
Casey Brown getting ticked there as Aisling Maguire gets back to her feet. She takes it quickly. Fermanagh just need a score to get settled. They have not scored in the third quarter. We are now into the final 14 minutes of this Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 4 semi-final. Leitrim in front by 2 points, but the way the second half has gone, it feels like so much more. But one big Fermanagh score could change everything. Can Kayla Bogue from Tempo Maguires be the player to do that, or will she leave it for Roisin O'Reilly? Roisin O'Reilly with the pass out to the right to Aisling O'Brien. And Fermanagh, this is probably the most possession they've had inside the Leitrim 45 and a half so far. Bogue with the kick. There's days it happens for you, there's days it's not. And Michelle Monaghan read that very, very well. A bit risky, it has to be said, but she read it well. Forces the wide. Another chance goes a begging for Fermanagh.
Absolutely, and I think one of the things is Aisling Maguire there being corralled by Casey Brown. She's doing a very good job on her. She has effectively nearly taken her out of the game, even though she gave away that free. It's making a difference to Fermanagh's ability to move forward. Yeah,
Leitrim have not been leaving those gaps in the second half so far, have managed to turn it around. The referee saw a hands out. So it's a Fermanagh free. They don't need to wait for the advantage. They're happy enough to take the free, and the ball is inside the 45-metre line. What can Kayla Bogue do with this? Her third touch since coming on the field of play a few minutes ago. Gives the pass off for Blahan Bogue. Blahan looking to set it up, not to be, and finds Roisin O'Reilly. Roisin O'Reilly doing a lot of good things for Fermanagh and for Laura Grew. Laura Grew, can she get the space for the shot? Into the hands of the goalkeeper, Michelle Monaghan, but she can't stand on ceremony. But gets the pass off to who else is there but Carla Le Guin. Carla Le Guin back there for Leitrim to help out, and they're going to move the ball up the field towards the 45-metre line, and this is the centre back for Leitrim. This is Casey Brown, a cross-country runner when she was underage, a Leitrim footballer now. And Laura O'Dowd with the pass now forward again, and it's all Leitrim again in possession. Back across to Megan McGovern. Megan McGovern inside the 45-metre line, looking for the space, gets away from Shannon McQuaid, finds Leah Fox. Leah Fox going for the kick, it gets blocked down the first occasion, but it breaks kindly for the Leitrim number 14. She'll give it across to the right to Brona O'Rourke. Brona O'Rourke doesn't find a way inside, so back for Carla Le Guin, and Carla Le Guin will try and set up something else just outside the Fermanagh 45-metre line. There was a Leitrim sub getting ready to come on the field of play. Long ball down, Michelle Guckin has this. Elise Brown with the assist, Michelle with the kick. That ball goes to the left and wide. Maeve, I know the shots have been very, very difficult, but whoever does win this game, they'll no doubt they'll be doing plenty of shooting practice before the final.
They certainly will need. There's been quite a number of wides on both sides.
Number of wides on both sides, and there's a few missed opportunities. But Fermanagh restarting the action, and they've held on to the ball, and while they played the short kickouts an awful lot in the game, in the first half they were holding them, struggled in the third quarter. Brenda Bannon with a kick down towards Blahan Bogue, and now what can happen here? Blahan Bogue with possession, trying to find a way inside, has Daniel Maguire with her. Daniel has done well to win that. Daniel Maguire with the kick at the score to Fermanagh need, and it's another wide for Fermanagh. And when you even hear a Leitrim woman groaning in the background for Fermanagh miss, you know, because Fermanagh definitely needed that one, you would feel.
And yes, and it was on the right angle for her left foot and everything. It was just a sickener.
The substitution is taking place there for Leitrim. Aisling Quinn is the player that is going off.
Sinead, Niamh Ty.
Niamh Ty is the player that is coming on the field of play. Niamh Ty wearing number 29. So Leitrim make their second change. And there'll be no rush to take this kick out. We're just over 10 minutes of normal time remaining. And Niamh Ty now. Can she be the difference to get Leitrim home in this game? It's still only a 2-point ball game, we have to remember. Fermanagh have the sideline kick. Daniel Maguire, the primary school teacher, is going to take this back in the direction of Sarah McCarville. Sarah McCarville to Brenda Bannon. And moving up the field to play, Shannon McQuaid, the captain, trying to lead by example, gets inside. Leah Fox keeping their hands in, didn't want to commit the foul. Aisling Maguire just outside the 20-metre line. This is good play from Fermanagh, but can they finish it off? Kayla Bogue back to Brenda Bannon. Brenda Bannon to Sarah McCarville. Or Shannon McQuaid, I should say. Shannon McQuaid, Blonde Bogue. Blonde holds on to the ball, but runs into a sea of Connacht jerseys in the guise of Leitrim. A kick across the left of Courtney Murphy, that's well read. That is absolutely well read. And it's well read by Namer. You know her, it's Carla Le Guin. Carla Le Guin with a kick
Excellent
down.
work.
Excellent work. It's been all afternoon for her. We don't want to be giving away player of the match announcements. There could be twists in the tail yet, but that was absolutely superb. However, Fermanagh have the ball back again. Can they do something absolutely superb? Sarah McCarville wears number 7, gives it to Roisin O'Reilly. Roisin O'Reilly within the ball out towards the right, and a kick in towards the attack here now. And Fermanagh really need to make something happen, but the Leitrim, the foul was committed. So it's going to be a free in for Fermanagh. 8.5 minutes to go. Fermanagh have not scored in the second half. If ever James Daly's team needed a point, this is the time. And Daniel Maguire put over a point from a similar angle in the first half.
It's just on the corner of the D there.
Corner on the D. They need this. She gains a few yards, goes for the kick. It looks good. The umpire's going for the white flag. It has taken 22 minutes in the second half for Fermanagh to get off the mark. They get the score from Daniel Maguire. It's back to a 1-point ball game, Maeve. 1-6 to 1-7.
Yeah, and all to play for. We said it was going to be tight. It certainly is with the many misses that they've had. Oh,
the referee was the kick out foul. There's going to be a throw in. No, it's a free in. So I'm not too sure that she step out over the line. Over the line, Maeve. I think that's what we're being told in our ear, that Michelle Monaghan stepped out over the line. So we're going to have a free in for Fermanagh, and just like that, all of a sudden the momentum
tide
can
is
flick.
turning.
And Roisin O'Reilly, and I'm not a betting man, but I'll be very, very safe in betting on this. And can Roisin O'Reilly, all of a sudden, is this the turning point? Roisin O'Reilly with the free for Fermanagh with the kick, puts the ball over the bar. 2 frees just like that. It is all square. I was going to say, Maeve, just a moment ago, we have a lovely coffee stand here to the right of our commentary box, and I'm looking forward to getting you a coffee, which got it for before extra time. It's setting up like we could be here for a while yet. Well, Fermanagh, can they make this count in the closing stages? Charlene Tyrrell under a bit of pressure, but she showed all her experience to hold on to the ball. Anya Tye there as well, but they've lost it, and all of a sudden things are happening for Fermanagh. Blonde Bogue is coming through inside. She has the advantage. Blonde will go for the kick. It won't matter. It's going to go back for the free. It's going to go back for the free. Blonde Bogue was hitting super shots in Croke Park last August. It's just not happening for her on this particular day. But either way, she won the free, darting through the middle. Roisin O'Reilly a couple of yards out. And just like this now, are Fermanagh about to go in front in this Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 4 semi-final with just over 6 minutes of normal time remaining.
Certainly a let-off for Leitrim there that Blahin didn't score a goal on that one.
It was a let-off indeed, because she was running through. Just the shooting hasn't been as superb as she'd like today. The umpire is going for the white flag, and for Fermanagh, it took them 22 minutes to get their first point of the second half, and in less than 120 seconds they have scored 3. It's now Fermanagh 1-8, Leitrim 1-7.
And Leitrim in a spot of bother now.
They are in a spot of bother. Can they get themselves back on track? The will of Megan McGovern has anything to say about it. She holds the ball, gives the pass off. And Leitrim are on the move.
Sarah
very
Reynolds
quickly.
has come on.
Sarah Reynolds just with the ball there to Laura O'Dowd. Laura, the bounce got away from her. I think there was a touch there from Roisin O'Reilly, who's another player that's worked hard for Fermanagh in this match, but they've given the ball away again, back towards the 45-metre line. Neve Ty with possession. Leah Fox was there, and the referee, is he indicating that she came in, led in with the shoulder?
No, I think he's indicating that she held on to the hand.
Held onto the hand, so it's a free out. That's the decision that's made.
Held her under the elbow.
So we're going to have a free out for Fermanagh, and the referee is having a word with Leah Fox.
A tight call there.
Well, we'll keep an eye on this because he's having a word with Leah Fox, and I'll be more concerned if you're a Leitrim person, what's going to happen with this decision. And are Leitrim about to finish this game, or at least finish the normal part of it, with 14 players? It's a yellow card for Leah Fox. Whether that's for a third takeover or something said afterwards, the referee pulled her for the chat, has made the decision, and Leitrim are down to 14 players, Maeve.
Not a good exit to see Leah going off in the last 10 minutes.
And she's been one of the standout performers of the second half for Leitrim as well. Those 2 points, and they could have been so much more. But now, Fermanagh, a point in front, a player up, and will never get a better chance, you would feel, to make a league final. Of course, we've seen 14 teams of 14 players be inspired. Cliona Martin has come on the field for Fermanagh as well. She wears number 21. I can tell you Antrim lead Limerick by 2-15 to 1-9 in the other semi-final, but this one impossible to call. But 4 minutes ago it was looking like Leitrim were on their way, but now the hard 50 cent will be favouring Fermanagh to get the job done. Blahan Bogue with possession gives the pass off to Sarah McCarville. Sarah McCarville with a kick inside. Can Fermanagh find a player? Can they find Brenda Bannon? Laura O'Dowd battling for possession, battling for the ball. A teammate there as well, and Leitrim have won it and will win the free out as well. And an important one for Leitrim to win, Maeve, even though they're only in their 20-metre line.
Absolutely great work there by Jasmine May, really showing determination on winning that one.
So Leitrim to bring the ball up the field, spreading it across the field to the right. Carla Le Guin with possession, holding it outside the 45-metre line, forward towards Elise Brune. Elise Brune now looking around for options. There she skips through. This is good from Elise. Now she's hit it down towards the attack. Can Leitrim get their hands in this and do something with it? Brona O'Rourke with the ball there but needs help. Has a knee tie, but she was fouled in the process. And this is going to be a free in for Leitrim. And whoever is taking this, it looks like Alva Clancy will be the player that's taking it. Michelle Guckian staying in towards, so Alva Clancy is going to take this. More substitutions taking place. Of course, we have unlimited substitutions in the league in ladies football. We'll try and keep you up to date with them all, but it can be very, very difficult when you're watching the action.
So Shiva Quinn coming on there for Rebecca Rooney, I think. No, Rebecca's just going for a chat. No, Elise Brune.
Elise Brune is going off, and I think Laura Grew has gone off for Fermanagh. And we'll confirm who's come
Shiva
on.
Quinn came on for Leitrim.
Shiva Quinn for Leitrim.
Sarah Reynolds is on the pitch.
She came on a couple of moments ago as well. As I say, there's so many. We do our best to keep you updated with them all.
Must have come on from Molly Murphy, I believe.
We're going to watch Alva Clancy with the free first and foremost.
Yes.
An important one is a tail too much. It just seemed to just tail away in the last moments. And it's a second. It remains a 1 point ball game, I should say. 2 minutes to go, and Fermanagh lead a contest that has been a battle of attrition in one way. Has had some great football around the middle of the field, but it's 1-8 Fermanagh, 1-7 to Leitrim, and Aisling O'Brien wins the free on the ground, and a chance now for Fermanagh. She's going to receive some treatment as well.
And Fermanagh winning that crucial kick out there.
Neve McManus is the player that has come on there for Laura Grew for Fermanagh. Wearing number 13, she didn't start the game. So we'll have a hold up here for a moment. Of course, we don't have a countdown clock, so we'll be all down to the referee afterwards. All we can tell you, we're just over a minute of normal time remaining. Fermanagh 1-8, Leitrim 1-7. Can Fermanagh hold on and book a place in the final against what looks like it's going to be Antrim? Or can Leitrim get the score that is going to add more football here? And a lovely day. And the weather, I have to say as well, we were concerned about the weather and bar the gusts of wind. It has done its part. Megan McGovern, can she do her part now for Leitrim? Charlene Tyrrell, Niamh Ty with the ball on her own 45-metre line. Fermanagh with the extra player. Bodies coming back. Blahanbog back to help out, but Carla Le Guin has possession, has the advantage. Down for Laura O'Dowd. Laura O'Dowd to Megan McGovern. Megan McGovern inside the 45-metre line, and that's great. Well done by Aisling O'Brien. And the referee says she pushed her in the back. So it's going to be a free for Leitrim. And just while that may get you to be thinking about player of the match contenders, but we won't announce anything until we know how long more we're going to be here. But Leitrim have a free. We've just hit up towards the 30-minute mark in the second half, and Michelle Guckin has come out to take this. Now, she reneged the opportunity to kick a 45 a while ago, so is she going to go for it here? Can she level this game? The kick, it's going to be close, but it's gone to the right and wide. Another wide there as well, so remains the 1 point ball game. Fermanagh holding out. Can they win the kick out? Can Leitrim overturn the kick out? The kick-outs were the talking point in the third quarter of this match. And Rachel Monaghan knows she has to find a grey jersey, and she finds the experienced Courtney Murphy. Courtney Murphy, the physiotherapist, lays it off to Brenda Bannon. Back to Courtney. Fermanagh do not want to be playing with the ball in this part of the field. Shannon McQuaid is there as well. She's won the free, the advantage given. A big call, and we've had a couple of stops in the second half. We've played nearly a minute of added time. Fermanagh aren't they at the stage where it's about just keeping the ball. Leitrim are going to challenge everything, and the ball, whether it's a free or a sideline kick, it's a Leitrim ball. So Leitrim are going to get one more chance to save this. Carla Le Guin, they take it, but she's going backwards. They want to be careful here. And it's Jasmine May with the ball for Leitrim, pushing up the field, runs into three Fermanagh players. What way is the referee going to interpret that? I know he thought he would. He looked like he was counting the steps, and Fermanagh are going to have the free. And the free out at 45, and Courtney Murphy will try and slow this down, but Leitrim positioning themselves, splitting players everywhere to not make it easy. They know there's still time. 90 seconds have been played. Kick into space. Leitrim have the ball, they've won the free. Surely now, this is the last chance for Leitrim to save this Little Ladies National Football League Division 4 semi-final. Rebecca Rooney, the player that wins the ball. But again, it's just Leitrim have been a bit slow to move this down. Charlene Tyrrell with possession, moving towards the 45-metre line, needs support from Fermanagh players there. Hands are out, the referee says play on. And Shiva Quinn, she got a goal in the opening game of the season against Derry. Can she find Alva Clancy? Alva Clancy, she probably should have taken the shot the first time. She hasn't taken the shot. Have they spilled the ball? They have. And Fermanagh have it again now. Can Fermanagh hold on to it and win this game? It is so exciting here in the closing stages. The referee says it's going to be a free for Leitrim. This time they take it quickly. This time they get it down to Michelle Guckin. And Michelle Guckin, surrounded by three Fermanagh players, a fourth is coming in to get involved. Can she get the space for the shot? Can she get the free? She still holds the ball. The referee says too many steps. He just felt it was coming. Fermanagh's body stayed in the way. Maybe you're not happy about that.
No, I have to say she sold it on every turn.
She sold it on every turn. It's the way it's been done at times, the way it's been counted. We're going to play the ball up the field. And Fermanagh now, Sarah McCarville up into the other half of the field. This is where Fermanagh want to have the ball. They don't mind hold on to it there, but Leitrim have not given the space like they did in the first half. 3 minutes of injury time have been played. Can Fermanagh hold on to it? Leitrim have it back again. Shiva Quinn, this is surely the last chance for Leitrim to save this match. Laura O'Dowd, can she get the space for the shot? The hand down, we're going to have a free at least. We're going to have a free in. We're going to have a free in, and Michelle Guckin is going to get the chance, because I think Michelle Guckin will take it the far side of the field.
You have to say it's a better position than the last free.
It's a better position, but they have to put it over the bar now.
Yes, this has to go over.
And it looks like we're going to be staying around for another 20 minutes or so, because if this goes over the bar, I can't imagine there'll be too much time afterwards. Michelle Guckin
and Leah Fox will be back on.
And Leah Fox will be back as well. Michelle Guckin with the free. The ball goes over the bar. We're going to have extra time now here. 1-8 apiece. Will he give time for someone to win this in normal time? We'll see. He hasn't indicated he's going to blow the whistle yet. Leitrim 1-8. Fermanagh 1-8. The whistle is in the mouth. And I think the referee has blown.
He has.
He's blown. It was a very, very quiet whistle, but he has blown. And it's finished here, all square in Templeport St. Aidan. So we're going to have extra time here in this Lidl Ladies Football Division 4 League semi-final. Maeve, Leitrim can make the argument they should have got the job done in the third quarter. Fermanagh will feel to put themselves in the winning position in the closing stages. I think overall there'll be no complaints about another 20 minutes here.
Absolutely, I think so. Leitrim had the upper hand, got it in, and then Fermanagh had their little purple patch, came back in and got ahead again. And no complaints. It's certainly a little bit of extra time is the fairest result here today.
Leitrim did exactly what they needed to do at the start of the second half. They completely dominated the third quarter. Admittedly, Fermanagh didn't do their cause any help with some of the kamikaze kickouts that were going on at the time. But all of a sudden, the momentum flicked over. Fermanagh had the advantage. They had the extra player. Leah Fox will be back, or you would feel, very early in extra time, if not straight away. Which got us. But they just kept pushed on and eventually got their chance.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really down to who hits this ground running, who really wants it more here. The team that has the most intensity is the team that's going to win this out.
Well, we're looking forward to another 20 minutes of football here in Bonboy. It finished all square. We're going to take a breather for a few minutes. Don't go away because there's more football to be played here in this Division 4 semi-final. A few highlights coming up, but Fermanagh and Leitrim are going to extra time. We'll be back in about 5 minutes' time. It finished after normal time. Fermanagh 1-8, Leitrim 1-8. Good afternoon, thank you very much and welcome back here to Templeport St Aidan's GA in Bonboy, County Cavan, as the ball has just been thrown in for the extra time between Leitrim and Fermanagh in the Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 4 semi-final. It finished 1-8 apiece. Leitrim attacking the goal to the left for the first period of this extra time, 2 10-minute periods, and if we don't have a winner after this, we'll be going to 25-metre free kicks to determine who's going to qualify for the final against Antrim, who've beaten Limerick by 3-16 to 1-11. And Maeve there, we've just seen the first attack of this extra time, and Leitrim again on the move, but the referee is having a word with Michelle Guckian. Now we'll have to do a quick count on Leitrim players on the field of play at the moment. We're not too sure if they're back to 15 yet or do wait another 3 minutes, but this could be a big decision at the start of this extra period. And Michelle Guckian has gone off as a second yellow card, and this is a big call at the start of extra time.
Wow, it certainly didn't look like a yellow card call, did it? So are Leitrim down to 13? My understanding was they should be able to start at 15 and Leah would come on after her time was off for extra time, but that all depends on whether people are aware of the rules or not.
I'm just doing a count here of outfield players for Leitrim at the moment, and I think they're on 13 players. I think there's 12 outfield. So we are going without Leah Fox for at least 3 more minutes. Actually, as well now, and again, the rule book, we need clarity on it to bring the same player back on. Maybe if to start with the 14 or bring a different player on to play with 15. That could be the ruling as well. But either way, we'll focus on those who are on the field of play, and Leitrim need to ride out these next 3 minutes at least. But they're going to be without Michelle Guckian until the start of the second period, or very, very close to that time. The referee blows the whistle for the entanglement between two players.
Coming back on now.
So Leah Fox is coming back on, so the referee had determined that she only owed 2 more minutes. So I think, Maeve, that's what the situation is. They could have played 15 with a different player or waited out to bring the same player back on. Leah Fox, they waited out to play the same player back on. Leitrim still going with 14 players, so their time with 13 was very, very tight. No more than a minute. Michelle Guckian unlikely to be back in the field of play before the start of the second half. The question is, though, can Fermanagh take advantage of this? There was a pull in the jersey there, no argument about that. Well won ball by Molly Murphy. The advantage is now gone. Leitrim bringing the ball up towards the middle of the field. Niamh Tighe with a pass for Leah Fox. She's had a 10-minute rest. They'll certainly have worked on her determination to make an impact over the remainder of the game. She was having a great second half before her departure. Charlene Tyrrell has pushed up the field as well. Niamh Tighe with the ball at Fermanagh, just getting themselves organised. They're not going to do panic yet. They didn't do panic, even though they really had a third quarter of the normal period that they'll want to forget. And Leitrim moving the ball down the far side of the field through Brona O'Rourke. And she's looking for support there. Laura O'Dowd is there as well. Laura O'Dowd back for Megan McGovern. Megan McGovern with a pass towards Leah Fox. Leah Fox, the advantage is there for Leitrim, but Leah's going to have a kick herself. It's gone wide. So we're going to have the referee had the hand out for an advantage, but not to be. So it's a wide ball. So we're going to play on, so it's all square, and made plenty to comprehend and take in the opening 3 minutes of this extra time.
Absolutely, it's been all action, and certainly both teams are going for it.
Both teams are going for it as well. Fermanagh just trying to get themselves going again. It looks like Leitrim shoot out of the traps very, very quickly. Where Fermanagh they need to take a few moments to just get themselves fully functioning. Emer Keenan with a ball into space. That's not going to be won by anybody from Fermanagh. Rebecca Rooney will take that ball, give it to Charlene Tyrrell. And now Leitrim bringing up towards the 45-metre line. Sarah Reynolds involved in the field action here as well. For Leitrim, the ball comes across for Niamh Tighe. And Niamh Tighe moving it up towards the middle of the field. Shiva Quinn is there as well to help out. She wears number 19 and she brings the ball towards the 45-metre line, and a kick in towards the attack, and this might work out nicely. Alva Clancy pushing inside there, but it's in the way is Ciara Clark for Fermanagh. She did very, very well and gives the ball off for Sarah McCarville, and Sarah McCarville will try and work her way up towards the 45-metre line. 4 minutes played in the first period. If you're just coming back and joining us here on the LGFA streaming service, no further scores since normal time. 1-8 to Leitrim, 1-8 to Fermanagh, but the big news is that Michelle Guckian has received a yellow card for Leitrim, and she is not going to be back in the field of play, we would think, until the start of the second period. Fermanagh have the ball. They haven't created a scoring chance yet. Daniel Maguire sending it back in the direction of Blahanbogue. Blahanbogue is going to have a kick at the post. This will be an excellent score. It goes over the bar, and it's a fantastic fantastic score for Fermanagh, the first score of the second period, and it's now put them a point in front. Fermanagh 1-9, Leitrim 1-8, and Blahanbogue, she's been trying to do that whole afternoon, Maeve, and she finally nailed it.
Yeah, absolutely. A great score by Daniel Bogue there, Blahanbogue.
Blahanbogue with the point. Daniel Maguire doing an awful lot in that as well. And Fermanagh get the first score of the extra time, 1-9 to 1-8. And it's Rebecca Rooney for Leitrim with possession, looking around for options there, but they only found Sarah McCarver, but the referee says it was illegally challenge by the Fermanagh wing back, so Leitrim get the free, and they look to try and get themselves back in level terms. Remember, Leitrim playing with 14 players. Leah Fox is back on the field to play. 10-5. It's Laura Dow to Rebecca Rooney. Rebecca Rooney to Leah Fox. Leah Fox against Emer Keenan, and Leah Fox goes to ground. No foul, says the official. Leitrim hold on to it. Back for Molly Murphy. She got a yellow card against Wicklow the last day. And this is Sarah Reynolds. I'll get her name right this time. Sarah Reynolds with the kick. And that ball goes across the field to the left and wide. So Leitrim just...
There's two wides there for
two
Leitrim.
wides
they
there,
need
struggling
those
to get those
scores.
scoring chances. But likewise, they want to make sure they don't concede with the player down. They won't mind going in a point down at the break. They have their full contention back with the second period. Fermanagh will feel they have to make something happen here. They'll be disappointed not to have got the job done in normal time. Brenda Bannon, long ball down for Blahanbogue. Blahanbogue has Daniel Maguire in support, but opts to give it to Niamh McManus. Niamh McManus forwards it down, a bit of a mix-up between the two Fermanagh attackers, and Leitrim take the ball back. Niamh tee out to Charlene Terrell, and she gives it to Laura O'Dowd. Niamh tie, and she brings the ball up the field. So good play here, Megan McGovern on this for Leitrim. Went into the player, that's going to be a free out for Fermanagh. And they didn't look anything intentional in it, but the referee might want to have a word with the Leitrim player. Leah Fox there doesn't want to be getting into any more conversations with the referee after having a yellow card already. It looks like the referee's just done the ticking, Maeve. It's going to be a free out for Fermanagh. It's always a free out any day of the week, but you know, sometimes when you have the momentum going forward, you don't see the defender coming to the last moment.
Absolutely, and the defender got herself placed properly just to be right in the path.
It's good defending, exactly what you want your players to do. Be brave, get your body in the way and try and break down the attack, and it's worked out for Fermanagh on that occasion. They lead this game by a point. So Fermanagh with the free. Looks like Blahanbogue was back there to help out. It could have been Courtney Murphy as well, but either way, Fermanagh have the ball, bringing up towards the 45-metre line. Aisling O'Brien definitely with it, and the referee has given the decision. It might cost the Irish some supporters here, but he has been consistent on his application of that rule over the course of the match.
Ooh.
So Fermanagh are now being penalised for back chat, and Leitrim are going to be handed a... Well, I don't want to overstate it. It's not quite a handy equaliser, but Alva Clancy would be favoured to put this over the bar. And with 2 minutes of normal time remaining in the first period here of extra time, this could be a chance here now that Leitrim will relish. Alva Clancy with the kick. It looks good from my angle. It looks good from the umpire's angle. The ball has gone over the bar. You have to keep your discipline in this game. Maybe you're going to get punished. It's 1-9 apiece.
Certainly do. He's quite consistent in how he's reffing it.
Consistent with the referee in the game, and Fermanagh need to be careful again they don't get rattled, because Leitrim have won the kick out. And the referee spotted a foul. We're going to have another kick. Now with Michelle Guckian off the field, will Alva Clancy come across for this, or will Leah Fox have a pop?
I'd say Liam might take it from this side.
So Leah Fox
Looks like she is.
has scored
I'd be hoping Leitrim will get a few more in there into the forward line than they have. There's only one inside. Shiva, Bron O'Rourke heading into.
No, they've opted to go with Alva Clancy here. And Alva
would have the distance.
She has the distance. Will she have the accuracy? It just went away for a drop short. And a challenge in there. It's going to be a free out for Fermanagh. It was like Roisin O'Reilly, the player that was back there, took the challenge. And the referee could be having a chat with a Leitrim player.
Yeah, it looks like Bron O'Rourke.
And this is the last thing that Johnny Garrity's team need. But you have to be careful with the challenges. We're not too sure exactly what happened with Michelle Guckian earlier on, but
I think it was a ticking. It was third tick.
Third ticking probably. It's a rule that's often much going to frustrate some people.
There
but
was really very little in that, other than Brona just stood nearly.
yeah, the contact was made, so it was down to the referee's interpretation. It's
moved.
definitely a free out anyway.
She moved in front of the player, yeah.
But what way will the referee determine the severity of the challenge?
Doesn't appear to be giving her a book in any way.
He's put the book away, it looks like. The most important thing, first and foremost, that Roisin O'Reilly is okay and that Brona O'Rourke's okay. And I think, the referee is just saying, listen, be careful. Let's get on with it. He won't be getting welcome
that's
back.
inside the 20. That should be a free.
He won't be getting welcome back to Willen or anyone like that if he hands out any more yellow cards.
That
But you're
should have
right
been a
there.
free. That was inside
There
the
was
20.
a short kick out there missed by the official, but either way we'll watch the action and Fermanagh have the ball. Brenda Bannon moving it up towards the left-hand flank. Leitrim putting in the press there, and with the 10 minutes have been played, and we've had a hold up for that stop and one or two others. I can imagine we might have another couple of minutes before half time as Emer Keenan sends the ball down, and Fermanagh are getting a break here now. Can they take advantage of it as Blottenbow gets within range, looks at the pass across, and the referee says the too many steps.
And Carla Le Guin again had herself in front of that player.
Carla Le Guin throwing her body on the line. The All-Ireland Under-16 winner in 2012. If Leitrim win this game, we've said it already, she'll be in the conversation. But the concern now for her is, will she be okay? And the last thing Leitrim need at the moment is to lose their inspirational defender. We're going to restart the action. Michelle Monaghan with the kick. Did she get too much purchase on it? It's been won by Kayla Bogue. Kayla Bogue sends it across the field for Brenda Bannon. Brenda Bannon outside the 45-metre line looking for support. There's plenty of players teeing up. One of them is Shannon McQuaid. Shannon McQuaid sends the ball out towards the left for Niamh McManus. Niamh McManus looking around for options and spots. Roisin O'Reilly. Roisin O'Reilly on the 45-metre line. The referee blows for the half-time period of extra time. We won't go away anywhere for just a moment till we see exactly what indication the teams are given for how long they'll be off. Maeve, your overall assessment of the 10 minutes we just watched?
Where do you start? Both teams going hard at it. I mean, both teams driving forward with the ball. Some misses on Leitrim's part were shots that you'd imagine they should have got. They've had the better in terms of the chances to take. Fermanagh haven't really had much opportunity. They've taken the opportunities they've got. Leitrim having a few misses that they'll regret. Well, hopefully they won't regret, but that they might regret later.
The one thing going for Leitrim at the start of the second period, there has been the scoring goal the one to the right over the course of the match. The win is not really as decisive as we thought it would be, even though it's a slight one there the whole time. The Michelle Guckian coming back on,
yes.
She'll be fired up as well. And I think that's the message that Johnny Garrity will be getting through to them.
Absolutely. I mean, Michelle, I wonder, has she a minute left to run before she comes on?
But she'll be about 40
she'll be back
seconds to a
on
minute,
very,
yeah.
very quickly, and should give Leitrim a lift. But they have played very well missing her, but that often happens with 14 men. They put their shoulders to the wheel and work even harder.
What will Fermanagh be saying to themselves at the moment? Because they didn't really take advantage of having the extra player there as well, like they
They'll
did
be
at Berries in the first
frustrated,
half,
I'd imagine, with that, and they haven't showed the same amount of movement as they were shown in the good quarters they've had.
And it's another good point as well there, Maeve, to take into account, because this is the first time that any of these teams will be playing 80 minutes plus of competitive football this year, and with all the strength and conditioning, with all the preparations going on, you never know where you are really until you're put in this position.
Yeah, we'll be seeing where the cramps are coming in, and we'll be seeing who's the fitter team today now.
We had said at the very start of this commentary a good long time ago now that this could arguably be the most important match of the year for either of these teams. Obviously, whoever wins will want to win the final, or it doesn't really matter too much. But at this stage now, it only intensifies and magnifies the importance of trying to get this job done.
It really does. And I mean, you can see how tight it is. We did from the start say it was going to be close. Couldn't be any closer. Still even at half time in extra time. And I would have thought that one team was going to come out in front, but now it's a possibility you're going to need your free takers to be on song later, maybe.
And that's exactly it. Remember, we have 25-metre frees coming up if we can't settle this over the next 10 minutes. When Blottenbow got that point at the start of extra time, and she'd been trying to do it all afternoon, and there's days it happens for you, like in Croke Park. It wasn't happening for her today, even though she got the Fermanagh goal. That was the moment that Fermanagh really needed to kick on in this period.
It was indeed. And she has been a leader, a huge leader there. She has done a huge amount of work, as well as been on the end of most balls, taking an awful lot of shots. But It's going to be whoever takes the scores, the scoring chances that they get now, I think is what it's down to.
And that's probably the one area that both teams have been guilty of not taking chances. We'll do a quick head count of Leitrim players in just a moment.
Michelle's not back out yet.
Michelle's not back out yet, so I imagine Leitrim are going to ride out the next 40 to 60 seconds and then bring on their captain to try and get the job done for Fermanagh. They'll know they gave away a cheap score, has to be said, the equalising score for Leitrim. For back chatting to the referee, you can't be doing that.
Absolutely.
So who now is going to take this by the scruff of the neck? It has been a very, very enjoyable trip up here to the northern tips of County Cavan for this Little Ladies National Football League Division 4 semi-final. This is the second period of extra time. Fermanagh 1-9, Leitrim 1-9. Laura O'Dowd with the ball for Leitrim. Can she get the first score of the period, or will she give it to Leah Fox? Leah Fox trying to weave away inside, gets into the shot, and the ball has gone over the bar. 20 seconds into the second period. What a start for Leitrim. Leah Fox, 110 to 19.
Absolutely, you'll be very happy with that one. Nice little snapshot, you took it. Great to see Laura O'Dowd getting back on the ball as well.
And I think we're going to have the reintroduction of Michelle Guckian now as well. The referee has slowed down the kick out, so I'm assuming it's for Michelle Guckian to come back on, unless there's
a sub coming on.
There's another. Yes, it looks like Michelle Guckian is standing there, but it looks like Leitrim are making a change as well. So we'll just see what happens. So Megan McGovern is going off anyway. So it's not for Michelle Guckian. We can confirm that.
Aoife Gilmartin is on for her.
Aoife Gilmartin comes onto the field of play. And she wears number 24. But Michelle Guckian, I would have assumed, would be back on by now. But she's not on for another few seconds at least. So play continues on. The referee blows the whistle. It's going to be a free out for Fermanagh. Courtney Murphy taking it quickly. That was a good slide in there by the Leitrim player. Was it Sarah Reynolds in that particular occasion?
Yes, indeed.
And Brona O'Rourke wins the free as well. So Leitrim, ideal star Michelle Guckian still wants to come on to be stopped a second time and roll her head up with frustration. She's mad to get on. I think she wants to get on to take the free. But Leah Fox is going to take it. So there's plenty of a sideshow to watch on off the field, as well as Leah Fox here on the field as she tries to put Leitrim 2 in front. Or will she go for one of these tactical passes? Nearly 2 minutes gone in the second period. Leah Fox with the free. Goes for the kick. The ball has gone over the bar. And Leah Fox has put 2 between them. Michelle Guckian is back on the field to play. Advantage Leitrim.
Absolutely. And good to see Leah is on song. Great to see her in this final
111 to 1.
Alva Clancy.
Alva Clancy's won the ball for Man, have given it away. They can't afford to do that again like they did during the third quarter of the match. Are Leitrim about to take advantage and drive this home? Remember, we had Leitrim nearly put into the final in normal time, and then Fermanagh turned it around with 3 scores in 2 minutes. You do not write off Fermanagh, I should say. They are well capable of turning this game in a sixpence, but it's Niamh Tighe that has the ball for Leitrim. Passes forward in the direction of Aoife Martin. Her first proper touch of the game, and she gains a few yards. Will she get a score? No. Well, it took a deflection, and now it goes out to the right, but Laura O'Dowd has this. Who's she feeding to? Will she go herself? Michelle Guckian looked around for an option. She turns herself for the kick. Michelle Guckian puts the ball over the bar, and 3 scores in less than 3 minutes for Leitrim. It's 112 to 19. Maeve, no doubt you're happy with that one.
I am indeed. Hopefully they'll keep that intensity up, because Fermanagh are well capable of coming back into this.
Fermanagh are well capable. You cannot rule them off. They just need to get themselves organised. And there's one difference with the teams too, is that Leitrim seem to start each period very, very quickly. Fermanagh need time, I suppose, to get the Jets fueling as such. Blahan Bogdo is capable of turning this around, but she's been marked by Jasmine May, which she needs support. Kicks the ball across. That's great vision from Blahan Bog. Now what can Fermanagh do with this? As the kick towards the post, and it's gone to the right and wide. And it was a difficult shot, it has to be said, but it was one, Maeve, you would feel after a great pass across the field from Blahan Bog that they really Fermanagh needed to put over the bar.
Absolutely, and it's crucial at this point that whoever gets the scores, you really can't afford to be putting it wide.
I think it was Kayla Bog, the player that took the kick, but either way, it's a 3-point ball game. A change being led by Leitrim. Looks like Alva Clancy, her afternoon is gone. And was Roisin McHugh on the field already?
No, Roisin is on for.
Roisin McHugh is on the field of play. She wears number 18. Again, as we say, unlimited substitutions here. It's difficult to keep up with, but we'll do our best here on the LGFA streaming services. You join us for the next 6+ minutes of this game. And Leitrim could be 1 point away from making the final against Antrim. Leah Fox, and especially from the second half on, despite going missing for 10 minutes, she has been absolutely superb as well. But she did charge into the player on that occasion. A bit careless from Leah, has to be said. It's going to be a free out for Fermanagh.
Yeah, I have to say she was.
She
had
left the referee a decision to make now, in fairness, Courtney Murphy held her ground and did well to hold her ground, the 2020 captain, but she's in a bit of distress at the moment. And this will be a bit of concern now. The contact was high, it has to be said, so and there is a bit of concern over Courtney Murphy. So
her nose is bleeding.
She was caught high. The lineswoman there is having a chat with the referee. I don't know if they're talking about that incident in particular.
It appears that her nose is bleeding.
She is there now. She's going to have to go blood sub at least until this is sorted out, and this is not what Fermanagh need. So now the referee is.
They could do getting some cotton wool in action there.
And the referee has indicated she has to go off for a blood sub. And Fermanagh already the blood sub on. James Daly not wasting time. He knew what way this was going to go. I think Sarah Britton is back on. So Fermanagh, this is a blow, and they might need to deal with that quickly. Leah Fox coming through and charged through. Courtney Murphy held her ground, but goes off the field of play. So Brenda Bannon, I know how they get that worked out, but what damage can be done in the meantime, because Fermanagh have given it away. Brona O'Rourke gives it back to Sarah Reynolds from the St Mary's Club, moving towards the 45. There's been a hold up of a couple of minutes, so even though there's 4 minutes of normal time remaining, we're going to have a few more minutes of action here. But the next score is critical, and Fermanagh need to get it. Because if Leitrim get it, then surely they're going to carry the day here. Kick down in the direction of Aoife Gilmartin. Can she get in that? Michelle Guckian's out to get involved as well. She has the ball, kicks it inside. Danger here for Fermanagh, and it goes out wide. Roisin McHugh, I think, was the player inside trying to just cause the
yes,
confusion.
Nearly getting on the end of it.
Nearly getting on. If she got in that touch, it was definitely game over. Leitrim looking for that one more score. We're keeping an eye off Cameron and Courtney Murphy, and they're trying to deal with getting that bleeding nose sorted as quick as they can. They want to get Courtney back in the field to play, but Fermanagh are on the move. Sarah Britton has had the rest. Gives it to Niamh McManus. Fermanagh are not at need a goal stage yet, but they're getting very close to it. Roisin O'Reilly to Blahan. They need to get something out of this attack, you would feel.
Absolutely.
Back to Blahan. She's going to have a kick. They need this. They need this, Fermanagh. And they get it. Have another good point from Blahan. The ball goes over the bar. 2.5 minutes of normal time remaining, and it's back to a 2-point ball game. 112 to 110.
Great shot again by Blahan. She really is leading them today.
Even though she's had a few misses, she's nailed the important ones in this game, and she's keeping her team in it. It's back to 2 points.
Kick out.
The clock ticks away. We look at it, just over 2 minutes, 2 between them. And Leitrim know they haven't got the job done yet as they move down towards the 45-metre line. Pass forward. Fermanagh need to get the players back. The tired legs are starting to tell on both teams. Leah Fox, will she go for a kick herself? Leah with the kick. That goes to the right and wide. Fermanagh, no. It's still time. Courtney Murphy is still being treated. Not far away from us here in the commentary box. They can't give the ball away. Leah Fox will go for the soccer style kick. And Rachel Monaghan redeemed herself a little bit. But Leah Fox, and she taught soccer style, probably didn't get the chip in the ball that she wanted. So we're going to have a 45 here now.
Quick thinking, a good choice if it had come off.
Oh, it was the right decision what she tried to do. She just didn't get the contact on it. But again, when Fermanagh lose this game, after being in a winning position at half-time, lead 1-5 to 3 points after being in a winning position near the end of normal time, they're going to look back at their kickouts. You know, that really, really caused them problems, especially in the third quarter of this match.
And I think too, crucial to it is that Leitrim have pushed up on it. They're not allowing them the space they were giving them in the first quarters, kind of thing.
Oh yeah, and Leitrim definitely learned whatever was said at half time. Leitrim certainly learned. Johnny Garrity and his management team reacted, and of course that press, as you were saying there, Maeve, was a difference. Michelle Guckian has the ball. Leitrim in front, she's going for the kick. Can she restore the 3-point advantage? Rachel Monaghan needs to deal with this quickly, because Roisin McHugh is coming in, but Daniel Maguire was there, and she finds a teammate, and Fermanagh will bring the ball out the field of play. Fermanagh now, a moment here to try and get this back to 1 point. 2-point ball game. This is very, very good, but the ball can't be dropped at this stage. They still hold on to possession, and Kayla Bogue redeems herself very, very well. Sends the pass out towards their right flank, but Leitrim are doing what they weren't doing earlier on. They're getting the bodies back, getting them back quickly. As it looks like Tina Martin, the player outside the 45-metre line, she has won the free as the advantage accrued. The referee is giving a handout. Play continues on. Emer McMahon wears number 23 for Fermanagh. Again, they need to get something out of this. She tries to find Blahan Bogue. Blahan Bogue looks for the space, looks for the kick. That's not going nowhere. But will it stay in play? It mightn't go wide yet. Leitrim need to be careful. Two players tangle. It's going to be a free out. Again, yet the Fermanagh player coming into the back of the Leitrim player, Courtney Murphy, thankfully is back in the field of play. She is okay. Good news for Fermanagh there. Concern for Leitrim, but they have a free.
Yeah, Rebecca Rooney doing very well there, getting herself well placed to have that to get that ball and getting the free when the other player ran into her.
Rebecca Rooney, who studied Ag Science in Dundalk IT and has been a cover star on the Irish Farmers Journal.
She looks like she's in a bit of bother.
She did there. She did get caught in the Fermanagh player coming in the back again. Not malicious like the incident earlier on the other side of the field. It was just the way the contact went. It was always going to be a free out for Leitrim. And Leitrim will be happy enough to slow this down once Rebecca is okay. She is back in her field of play. We've played nearly a minute of injury time, but there has been a few stops. So it's all down to Christopher Morgan how much more time we're going to have in this game. I don't know. I'd be guessing 2 or 3 minutes, but I could be completely wrong. So don't hold me to account if you're a Fermanagh supporter. And he blows earlier than this. 2 points between them. Fermanagh will need a goal whenever they get the ball again. But can Leitrim hold on to the ball through Eva Gilmartin? There's a player out to the right. That player is Brona O'Rourke. Brona O'Rourke with a hand pass inside. Laura O'Dowd can finish this up, and she snatched at it, and it goes to the right and wide. And the Leitrim supporters felt that was the moment to wrap this up. Her instinct, she trusted her instinct. It didn't happen for her there. Fermanagh will get one more chance.
Absolutely, and Fermanagh on the run again, carrying it forward.
We're not too sure Fermanagh have enough time to get 2 points. They might need to work a goal out of this. Cliona Martin gives it to Brenda Bannon. Brenda Bannon wearing number 17 with a kick out the far side of the field direction of Emer McMahon.
Yeah. All the Leitrim players except for 2 up in the Leitrim half.
And they might be well advised to get those 2 players back as well. But Fermanagh at the moment just outside the 45-metre line. Michelle Guckian, the former goalkeeper, now a star attacker. She knows that this is a dangerous ball dropping in for Fermanagh. Can Blahan Bogue get her hands in it onto me? Someone else has it though. Fermanagh have a chance. This is Emer McMahon with a shot, and it's into the hands of the goalkeeper, Michelle Monaghan. Brave defending there as well. I think Leah Fox was back helping out the defence in that occasion. Is that the moment that Leitrim got this job done? The referee has looked at the watch. He's given Fermanagh another opportunity. Just over 2 minutes of injury time having played. Lee McManus with a kick down in towards the corner. Fermanagh trying to work a goal out here. They're getting the final players, but now it's been won by Niamh Tighe, and it's all over. And Leitrim are through to the Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 4 final with a 2-point victory after extra time. They've beaten Fermanagh by 112 to 110. Maeve, your first instinct after that final whistle went?
Well, I think they deserved it in that they took their scores. That was the crucial part in the extra time, was whoever got their scores, and Leitrim did get those crucial scores.
They did, and especially those 3 points very, very early. Leah Fox with a couple of scores, Michelle Guckian coming on the field of play and nailing one as well.
Great work, Rick, getting back there, making sure Fermanagh didn't get that goal in the last minute.
Yeah, and the thing as well with Fermanagh, the amount of chances that they did let slip. I know Leitrim had the 2 goal chances at the start of the match, but Fermanagh left an awful lot of scoring opportunities slip, especially in normal time.
Indeed, normal time, but also those few. I mean, it really the difference between it in extra time and in Fermanagh, had they scored some of those scores in normal time, they'd have had Leitrim put away.
Yeah, it seemed to be, I suppose, as the time went on, Fermanagh, the legs probably just got the better of them too, but overall they'll be disappointed because twice in this game you could argue they would have felt they were in the driving seat and they didn't push it home. And it's even in the first period of extra time, after Michelle Guckian going off the field, it's like losing nearly 2 players if you lose your inspirational captain like that. They never, bar one super point from Blahan Bogue, they never really drove it on.
They didn't really know that 1 point, and Leitrim got the point back on it. Leitrim will be very relieved to come out of here. A great game ahead of the National League final.
Yeah, and even I'm going to ask you a question there now, which you can answer this as a Leitrim person or as a co-commentator, whatever you want, because it was a test that that any manager, like even James Daly, will take something out of it from the Fermanagh side of things. But Leitrim, it all depends on tiredness. They have a few weeks, I think, to the league final anyway. But to show the composure to overcome 2 yellow cards, 2 missed goal opportunities, and sometimes being very, very careless in their use of the ball, it has to be said. But they managed to get the job done.
They did. They got the job done. And while missing those goals, getting the players sent off, they kept the composure. They kept working. The key here is that the amount of hard work that's done by the players. They deserved it at the end of the day.
It's going to be Leitrim against Antrim in the league final. Your first thoughts on that?
I haven't seen much of Antrim this year. They overcame Limerick, so they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Leitrim drew with Limerick in their rounds, so it should be a cracking game.
It should be a cracking game, and a game we look forward to. Maybe before we wrap up, I know I was asking normal time, but we guessed we're going to be here another half an hour. The players that impressed you from both teams and your overall player of the match.
Well, I have to say I was very impressed with Aisling O'Brien and the amount of support that she gave in terms of when they were coming out from kickouts. Aisling O'Brien was key to the ones that they did win. Bog, of course. I mean, she really carried the game for Fermanagh. Really, they were relying a lot on her, though, in terms of, too much, I suppose, you know what I mean, in that she did as much as she possibly could. And I think from the Leitrim point of view, I mean, there's quite a few you can name in terms of Laura Dowd certainly came into it in the second half. Alva Lance did a lot of work. Leah Fox was excellent. Charlene Turrell had a good showing today as well, and also Rebecca Rooney. But I think you couldn't argue with Carla Le Guin. Has to be the player of the match here today.
I always felt she was going to shade that one as well. She was superb from start to finish, the blocks, setting up moves and all that. Carla Le Guin is the official LGFA player of the match. But for Leitrim, they are through to a National League final. 2 years ago, a bad start cost them against Louth. Can they go one better? Well, they're up against the All-Ireland Junior Champions in Antrim. For Fermanagh, a blow for themselves after twice getting themselves in good positions, but they couldn't get over the line. No doubt they will learn an awful lot of that ahead of their Ulster Championship campaign and subsequent All-Ireland Junior Championship. I'd like to thank Maeve Quinn for joining myself, Darren Kelly, here in the commentary box. We enjoyed the game. Lots of ups and downs, lots to work on, but Leitrim get the job done after extra time. They are through to the final, and the final score here from Temple St Aidan's GA in Bourne, County Cavan, in this, the Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 4 semi-final. Leitrim the winners by 2 points. It finished Leitrim 112, Fermanagh 110.
We were told the game was over before we'd even started. We were told our bodies weren't made for it. It wasn't our time to play. We played anyway. And together we played like there was no tomorrow. And they told us that was fine. You can play. You're good enough. And thought that was good enough for us. It wasn't. We are relentless. The game isn't over until we say it's over. Until we get everything we've given everything for. Until we level the playing field.
Lidl, proud supporters of ladies Gaelic football.
You
still haven't gone full Lidl. Go on, make big savings like this lot.
Pea nuggets.
Excuse me?
Who'd like them pea nuggets?
Once again?
Pea nuggets. They're vegan.
Nuggets?
Yeah.
I like prawns, but how do you cook them?
Oh, there's loads of ways.
Can I microwave them?
No.
Join in and go full Lidl this year.
Did you get milk?
Shop without compromise and pay less.
With a high kick down there, these are the type of balls that Leitrim like. Michelle Guckian going for the shot at the post, and that pops over the 45-metre line with a kick in towards the attack. This is the type of ball that Fermanagh want to kick at the post from Blahanbogue, and that's the equaliser.
Pulled on it, but I'm afraid it didn't.
No,
Didn't get a proper hit on it.
The rebound shot there just trickled into the hands of the goalkeeper Rachel Monaghan, but rather than from place balls. So she's getting ready to take this to try and put it back in level terms. We're going up towards the 11-minute mark. Roisin O'Reilly with the fire trying to trickle through. She's surrounded by Leitrim jerseys though. She did manage to find it for Fermanagh one, and Roisin O'Reilly down for Laura Grew. Can she get the shot in? A save from Michelle Monaghan. It's not gone yet. A shot. A goal! A goal for Fermanagh. Trying to trickle through. She's surrounded by Leitrim jerseys though. She did manage to find it for Fermanagh one, and Roisin O'Reilly down for Laura Grew. Can she get the shot in? A save from...
A long kick into your full forwards, which is nearly too long. They, Fermanagh have that player sitting in the pocket in front of them.
Michelle Guckian puts the free over the person, and she has the ball there. She might get a chance here. She takes the solos, and the dummy goes with a second. That's exactly the type of ball that Leitrim jerseys, but it picks out Blahanbogue, who's on the run, who's on the shoulder. There's a kick at the post, and the ball has gone up. And a game that's started off well for Leitrim. Looks like it's Daniel Maguire that's taking this free. She has kicked 5 frees already.
What I was saying I wanted to see in that in the last half we weren't seeing Laura do those sort of darting runs.
Michelle Guckian takes the free, but we need it. This is Brona O'Rourke. Brona O'Rourke gives it off for Leah Fox. Leah Fox needs to get something out of this. It opens up the shots, and it goes over the bar.
Leitrim certainly showing brighter in the second half here.
Leitrim with 2 points in the second half so far. They brought it back to 3 points. It's 5 points for Leitrim. 1-5 for Fermanagh. They've won it again. Avacanti, Michelle Guckian, Brona O'Rourke. Surely the equaliser. It's a goal for Leitrim. One in the day. Leitrim have overturned the kick out again. The pass comes to Elise Brown. This is up for Leah Fox. She's on the dummy, goes for the shot. And again, and see what's better off. The pass inside. Avacanti with possession. She's going to go for a kick in the post. And you can hear the Leitrim. Well, even if Fermanagh were playing the better football in the first half, Leitrim are certainly playing the better football in the second half. Alva Clancy's on the move again. Down towards the 45. Laura O'Dowd off the shoulder. Takes possession. All of a sudden space is opened up here. Laura O'Dowd has 2 chances already. Gives the pass to Michelle again. They need this. She gains a few yards. Goes for the kick. It looks good. The umpire's going for the white flag. And Roisin O'Reilly. All of a sudden, is this the turning point? Roisin O'Reilly with the free for Fermanagh with the kick. Puts the ball over the back. It was a let off indeed, because she was running through. Just the shooting hasn't been as superb as she'd like today. The umpire is going for
Sean.
And Leah Fox will be back as well. Michelle Guckian with the free. The ball goes over the bar. We're sending it back in the direction of Blahanbogue. Blahanbogue is going to have a kick at the post. This will be an excellent score. It goes over the bar, and it's a fantastic score. This could be a chance here now that Leitrim will relish. Albert Clancy with the kick. It looks good from my angle. It looks good from the umpire's angle. Appeared, or will she give it to Leah Fox? Leah Fox trying to weave away inside, gets in the shot, and the ball has gone over the bar. From these tactical passes, nearly 2 minutes gone in the second period. Leah Fox with the free. Goes for the kick. The ball has gone over the bar. Who's she feeling to? Will she go herself? Michelle Guckian looked around for an option. She turns herself for the kick. Michelle Guckian. Back to Blahan. She's going to have a kick. They need this. They need this for Fermanagh. And they get it. Have another good point from Blahanbogue.
We were told the game was over before we'd even started. We were told our bodies weren't made for it. It wasn't our time to play. We played anyway. And together we played like there was no tomorrow. And they told us that was fine. You can play. You're good enough. And thought that was good enough for us. It wasn't. We are relentless. The game isn't over until we say it's over. Until we get everything we've given everything for. Until we level the playing field.
Lidl, proud supporters of ladies Gaelic football.
You still haven't gone full Lidl. Go on, make big savings like this lot.
Pea nuggets.
Excuse me?
You'd like them pea nuggets.
Once again?
Pea nuggets. They're vegan.
Nugget.
Yeah.
I like prawns, but how do you cook them?
Oh, there's loads of ways.
Can I microwave them?
No.
Join in and go full Lidl this year.
Did you get milk?
Shop without compromise and pay less.